You're watching a special presentation of college football on HDNet.
Since 1890, DePauw University and Wabash College have met on the gridiron. The rivalry has had all the elements a fan could ask for. Tight games, memorable moments, and the trophy that is instantly recognizable by alumni and students alike. Today from Greencastle, Indiana, it's the 116th battle for the Monon Bell as DePauw and Wabash square off. One of the great rivalries in college football, and this year it has extra significance. The Monon Bell Classic. Good afternoon and welcome to Greencastle, Indiana, Blackstock Stadium, along with former DePauw quarterback Rob Doyle, who played in 3 of these games, and also Joe Emmick. He is the television voice of the Little Giants. I'm Kevin Lee. It's a picture-perfect day here, mid-November in central Indiana. It's in the mid-60s. DePauw has already wrapped up their first postseason appearance ever for the Division III tournament, which begins next weekend. Wabash needs some help. Both of these teams have only lost once. Now let's look at the particulars. And Rob, let's start with DePauw and their outstanding quarterback, Spud Dick.
Well, when you talk about this version of DePauw, you've got to start with Spud Dick, the all-time leading quarterback in DePauw history. He started an incredible 4 Monon Bell games, and his last 2 Monon Bell games were perfect. He led his team to victory both times, including a dramatic comeback victory here 2 years ago. He's completed an incredible 73% of his passes this year. The offense is flying high. It's efficient. For them to win today, they need to stay on that track behind Spud Dick.
They've got to try to stop Wabash, though, who is the main guy that they look to lead that defense.
Yes. Alex Fitch, academic All-American. He's a candidate for the Campbell Trophy, one of the outstanding student athletes here at DePauw. Leads the team with 6.5 sacks. He needs to lead these guys to get some pressure in Matt Hudson's face to repeat what they did last year, which was force 4 turnovers, which was really the turning point in what could have been a very close game.
And Joe, Wabash is trying to get the bell back after DePauw has won the last 2 years, including the only loss, ruining a perfect season last year at Wabash. Let's talk about the Little Tigers' outstanding quarterback now, Matt Hudson.
It begins with the senior from Salem, Indiana. He is the school's 2nd all-time leading passer. In just 8 games this season, 21 touchdowns against 6 interceptions. He's 26-3 as a starter, but 2 of those 3 losses in the Monon Bell Classic. By his own admission, he did not play well a year ago. Today is a game of redemption for Matt Hudson.
A real big boost coming back to the Little Giants defense. There's a look at Adrian Frederick.
He leads the team with 7 interceptions, 1 off the single season record. He's done that in just 6 games. He's missed the last 3 weeks due to injury. He is this defensive playmaker. If Wabash is to derail Spud Dick in the Tiger passing attack, it will be Adrian Frederick to get it done.
Can't wait to see how this one plays out here today with playoff implications on the line. It's tied at 53-53-9. This is the 99th consecutive year these teams have met. The Monon Bell Classic coming up on HDNet. We're just about ready to go for the 116th Monon Bell Classic. Thanks for joining us from Greencastle today at the campus of DePauw University. With Rob Doyle and Joe Emmick, I'm Kevin Lee. To the 4th member of our broadcast team on the field, Dick Rea.
Hi, Kevin, and you know, this game is more than just about pride and bragging rights. It's about possession of this 300-pound Monon Bell. It was a gift of the Monon Railroad as part of a gesture to both schools since the old Monon line ran between both the Wabash and DePauw campuses, separated by just 28 miles. And this bell has been known to go into hiding in the days leading up to this game because it's been stolen 8 times at least in recent memory. Of course, the rivalry established back in 1890 has survived world wars, mud, rain, ice, but it continues as one of the most exciting and longest college football rivalries. Kevin, back to you. Ring the bell.
All right, thank you, Dick. We are about set to go here today. There's a look at Wabash, the visitors today with their scarlet and white, and the homestanding DePauw Tigers in their black and old gold uniforms today. Here's a look at the head coach of the Wabash Little Giants, Eric Rayburn, who is in his second season, and he's had a great run so far, Joe.
He has. He has lost just 4 games in 2 years as the Little Giants head coach. He has a strong Division III football pedigree, having played and coached at Mount Union, the Division III national championship power.
And there's Robbie Long, who is the interim head coach of the DePauw Tigers. He took over in August this year. Obviously, it's gone quite well for him, Rob.
Yes, it really has. I talked to Robbie yesterday. He's done a super job, thrown in late in a difficult circumstance, but he has been here for the last few years. And the one thing Robbie really brings is a lot of high energy with the kids. And I was so impressed getting a chance to talk to him yesterday. He really has a great feeling about his kids. He cares about them, and I think he's got the right approach to bring DePauw along, as he's done, making them in the playoffs for the first time.
Robbie was a starting defensive end, also played defensive tackle at the University of Illinois, played in a couple of bowl games, including the Sugar Bowl, and there's a lot of Illinois flavor on his staff. Wabash is going to kick to get things started. Set to kick for the Little Giants is Spencer Whitehead, back deep to return for DePauw. P.J. Gabor and also Brian Mulligan, and this one is going to bounce into the end zone, through the end zone, and the Tigers are going to start from their own 20-yard line. In our first opportunity to take a look at Spud Dick, and if you've watched this series, you've seen a lot of Spud Dick. He's the only quarterback, or I should say the first to play all 4 games since the late 1980s. Remarkable numbers this season, completing nearly 73% of his passes, and he missed some time. First game he'd ever missed because of injury this season, because of a concussion. The last time he missed a game was the very first game as a freshman. He became the starter in game number 2 and has started every game available since. I formation for the Tigers from their own 20. The handoff goes up the middle and about 3 or 4 yards on the carry. We'll see a lot of different running backs for the Tigers here today. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. First, the guys up front for DePauw. And the only senior in that group is David Jokill. He's from Arlington, Texas. There's your backs and receivers. Brian Mulligan is wide right. And then Dahlstrom is in the slot on the right side. Alex Kors is over to the left. And that is Kors with the catch for a first down out to the 33.
Now just a nice little out route there to Alex Kors, promoting him just a little bit. Alex has already gained over 1,000 yards receiving this year.
Here's a look at the Little Giants up front. Matt Wide, a senior with 4.5 sacks on the season up front. Also Jake Kulisek's dad played in this game for Wabash. A look at the linebackers there. Matt Kraft is one of the leaders. First down now from their own 33 for Spud Dick and the Tigers. Here is the handoff, getting around to the outside is Carazia, and not enough to get more than about 3 yards or so. Now let's look at the rest of the starting lineup defensively for Wabash. Here's their DBs. Dan Edelman has dealt with injuries his entire career, but has been healthy and has had an impact this season. And Adrian Frederick, 7 interceptions, 1 away from the school record, has missed the last 3 games because of injuries, but he's back, and he's a guy that Spud Dick is probably going to want to throw away from today. Second down, about 7 from the 37 for DePauw. First series of the game in the Monon Bell Classic. From the shotgun, Dick, short pass, and this is caught about 3 yards shy of the first down.
Just a nice little pitch there to Nathan Evans, little hook route to just pick up a few yards on second down, stay efficient, and move the chains. That's very consistent with what DePauw is going to do today.
So this brings up a 3rd down and a short 3. Only about 2.5. Just shy of their own 42. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Carazia is the lone back. Dick, back to pass, has a man and it's caught for a 1st down. Brian Mulligan on the catch for the Tigers as they move the chains and get out to near midfield.
Well, there you see Spud just takes a little 3-4 step drop there and hits Mulligan right over on the quick slant. Brian Mulligan, by the way, has passed former 2-time All-American Jay True in career receptions for DePauw. And you see he had that tight single coverage, really made a nice move to get himself open.
His 203rd career catch. Mulligan is wide to the left, Dahlstrom slot left, 2 out on the near side. Nathan Evans is one of them, and then Coors is wide right. Carazia is the lone back, and he's going to get it cut outside. A flag is down on the play, and this is big yardage into the secondary, and a gain of nearly 15 on the play for the running back, Derek Carazia from Greenburgh, Indiana.
They come back, Joe, huh? Maybe a holding penalty, you think?
It looks like it is, and we've seen already the elements of the DePauw offense that worried the DePauw coaching staff. The running game and the quick inside slant with single coverage on the outside.
It is going to go against DePauw. Our referee, by the way, today is Jeff Simmons. A chop block is the call. So bring that one back.
That's a very unusual call. You don't see that very often. It was way away from the play. It was on the other side of the field.
So all the way back to their own 35-yard line. Here I think we've got to look at the infraction. On the backside there, you saw it. We just got the tail end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, once you're out of that box, you can't hit below the knees.
So 1st and a bunch from their own 35-yard line. 4 wideouts, 3 to the left. Carazia is lined up next to Dick in the shotgun. Dick has some time. He'll roll a little bit to the right. Now he's going to keep it and make a move to get a little bit of yardage. About 6 on the play for Spud Dick, who does not run it a whole lot.
And an interesting defensive set for the Little Giants there. They typically play a 4-3 base. They went with 3 down linemen. James Pinnell, the outside linebacker, showed blitz and then dropped off into coverage to shut off the mid-range route on the cross, and that's what forced Spud to tuck the ball and run. So Little Giants will try to mix coverages as much as possible. We'll see them blitz selectively as well today.
2nd down, 19 from their own 41. This time, 5 available wide receivers. Spud Dick from the shotgun. He looks quickly, now looks the other way, and over the middle he's got a man, and that's Taylor Wagner with the catch, but still going to be a 3rd and long. They get to the 48-yard line, so about 3rd and 12 coming up.
They brought Taylor Wagner, and he did a little out, up and under there on that slant, and Spud found him. Good play on 2nd down. You had 2nd and long. You try to get half that back and make it 3rd manageable instead of 3rd and forever. Wabash did a nice job defending that, too.
Wagner is a freshman from Carmel, Indiana, his 8th catch of the season. He's one of 3 on the left side, 2 on the right, empty backfield, 3rd down 12. Opening possession of the Monon Bell Classic. Dick from the shotgun, has protection, has a pocket over the middle, and it is caught by Dahlstrom, and that's close to the marker. It's going to depend on the spot, and it looks like with the spot, that's going to be good enough for a 1st down for the Tigers.
Right, Dahlstrom's also had a very big year. He's caught almost 40-some balls this year. Spud steps up nice in the pocket, hits that little curl, a hook route right past the 1st down. He knew exactly what he needed to get. And look, it's there, right there. The safety fell down, and he's got a little seam in there to hit.
From the 39, Mitchell Wilsey is in now as a fullback. Coors and Mulligan are the wideouts. Carazia is the tailback. 9.5 to play in the 1st quarter. Scoreless, the opening drive. Carazia trying to get left tackle, and he is stacked up for a very short gain by the Little Giants.
Frustrating sequence there for the Little Giants. They get DePauw right where they want him on a 3rd down and long, and are not able to get to the quarterback with a 4-man rush. And we'll pay attention to the pass rush today. Coach Rayburn has not been pleased with his front 4 all season long. Little Giants have been able to get almost no pocket pressure with a 4-man rush this season. Anytime they do pressure the quarterback, it's been when they bring the outside linebackers.
2nd down and 8. Trips to the right side. In the slot, left side is Mulligan. Carazia is the back, offset from Dick in the shotgun. He looks to the left, and it's batted down, back up, and it's picked off. Picked off by the Little Giants, and they're going to take over at midfield. And on the interception, that's Matt Kraft, the linebacker.
Matt Kraft, senior out of Castle High School in Newburgh, Indiana. A terrific story for the Little Giants. He missed last year. His father passed away right at the start of training camp, and you see he came on the blitz and just batted it down and caught his own deflection. And the Little Giants, with the turnover, they needed to turn the tide. Back to Matt Kraft for a minute. Had to withdraw from school last year to be with his family. Came back this year. First play of the year, he returned it for a touchdown, returned a fumble for a touchdown. Here he makes a big play in the Monon Bell.
And here we see Wabash often firing on their first opportunity, and that pass is complete to Jonathan Horn. The quarterback is Matt Hudson, a 6'6", 223-pound senior from Salem, Indiana. He's 4th in the nation in passing efficiency, 26-3 as a starter, but 2 of those losses to DePauw. 1 came in the playoffs last year to Wheaton. He's got a 2nd down and 2 here. Starting off inside DePauw territory, and this time the runner is tripped up. Derek Yoder gets the nod, the tailback, and we're going to see a lot of different ball carriers for the Little Giants here today as well.
Coach Rayburn has not been terribly pleased with his tailbacks this season. Tommy Manborg started the year, rushed for 4 straight 100-yard games, and has tailed off since then.
A look at Matt Hudson's numbers. He's 1 touchdown from moving to 2nd on the NCAC career list. 3rd down and 2, I formation, the handoff, Yoder trying to cut outside, and I think he's got the 1st down. It's close, but should have enough. Needed to get to the 39.
Yoder was slated as the starting tailback at the beginning of training camp, suffered a knee injury in a preseason scrimmage against Wheaton, did not return to the lineup until 2 weeks ago, but Coach Rayburn said he has played as well in practice as any of the team's 4 tailbacks, and he gets the start today.
The big guys up front, Isaacs, Morrison, Durham, Tokar, and Morris. 4 of those 5 are seniors. 1st down for Wabash. Handoff up the middle, and the ball is loose. It's on the ground, and it's still loose, and it looks like Wabash has recovered. A couple of black and gold shirts over there, but coming up from the bottom of the pile with the football is Craig Morrison from Plainfield, Indiana.
Turnovers are such a big part of this game, and you see nice little pop there. Turned it over, Wabash gets it back, and those kind of things can come back to haunt either team. DePauw had the pick, you get the fumble, they keep it back. Those are the things that really make a difference in this game.
And they picked up about 6 more yards after the fumble, so it's another 1st down at the DePauw 29. First opportunity for Wabash. Fake handoff, Hudson rolling to the left, and he's got Chambly, and he's down near the 1st down marker, out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
The running attack for the Little Giants is critical today. That play set up by Derek Yoder's success on his first 2 carries. As you see, the Little Giant offensive backs and receivers line up here for today's Monon Bell Classic. That play, the pass play to Chambly, set up completely by the play fake to Yoder.
Chambly with 46 catches, over 600 yards on the season, and Lamont 52 catches and 13 touchdowns on the year. Both are to the right, with Chambly wide right. Split backs. Hudson back to pass. Pressure. They got a hand on him, but he got it away and threw it away.
Joe, it looks to me like Matt Hudson's a little sharper getting rid of the ball this year. Looks like his release is improved.
Here's the Tigers front. Alex Fitch, 6 sacks, leads the team, and also a 3.97 grade point average. The linebackers, Ryan Pruce is their 2nd leading tackler. He has 5 tackles for loss. And the DBs, Steve Valdeseri's grandfather, Roger, was the Notre Dame sports information director who convinced Joe Theismann to change the pronunciation of his name to Joe Theismann to rhyme with Heisman. Great marketing genius, Joe.
And we know what kind of career Joe Theismann went on to have, even though it didn't lead to his winning the Heisman Trophy.
Here's a quick out, and this is Lamond on the catch, and that's inside the 10-yard line, and that's going to be, I think, enough for a first down, too, down to the 9.
Yeah, you look at Matt Hudson there. He had a little hitch in his delivery before. He looks like he's getting rid of the ball much quicker. He looks very sharp right now.
He is, and he has thrown the ball beautifully all season long, and since returning from a 2-game absence due to injury, an injury he suffered in week 5, he has thrown the ball very, very well and had a great week of practice this week.
Tommy Marnborg, one of the running backs, is wide out to the right. We also see Brady Young, a receiver, into the game. They've got 5 wide outs here. First and goal at the 8-yard line. Wabash and Matt Hudson back to pass over the middle, and it is dropped. Cody Lamond a little bit low, but he was thinking about the end zone before he corralled the football.
That's one Cody would love to have back. He is this team's most sure-handed receiver, a chance to become the only Wabash receiver in history to record 1,000 yards receiving in back-to-back years. He's also a great student. He's a math major with a GPA near 3.8 and considered one of the top students on the Wabash College campus out of Pendleton, Indiana. He did not play well in last year's Monon Bell game, and that is an uncharacteristic drop for him on that last play.
Second and goal from the 8. This time the handoff goes to Marnborg, and he's going to get a couple. So DePauw trying to hold them to 3 here after Wabash takes possession at midfield on the fumble.
Even if the Little Giants end up with only a field goal, it is critical that they get points on this drive. In last year's game, they opened the game with a long sustained drive. It stalled out. They had a chip shot field goal attempt that was blocked, and it completely changed the momentum of the ball game in DePauw's favor, and Wabash never got it back.
Yeah, I agree. They never really bounced back from that.
4 wide. Marnborg is back and now set in motion. Hudson, shotgun, 3rd down goal over the middle, too low, incomplete, 4th down. The Tigers make a stand.
But Matt Johnson did a nice job there, 52 middle linebacker. He may have caused that last drop before. He was coming up to make a big hit. He read that curl route coming over the inside and got underneath. Matt Hudson had to throw that ball to avoid a pick.
So here we see a chance for 3 for Wabash. And Spencer Whitehead, 6 of 10 on field goals this year. He's been nearly automatic on PATs, a couple of them blocked, but he's 46 of 49. This is a 25-yarder. Snap is down, kick is up, and it looks wide left, and it is. So DePauw keeps Wabash off the board despite the Little Giants starting at midfield.
Well, you don't want to talk this early about a repeat of last year, Joe, but as you just mentioned, the last year they come down, they move the ball and had it blocked. This year they get a key interception on a turnover. They move the ball right down the field and miss the field goal. Those will be big towards the end, I'm sure.
So DePauw gets the football back from the 15. We are scoreless in the Monon Bell Classic. First quarter here in Greencastle on the campus of DePauw University. Thanks for joining us today for the Monon Bell Classic on HDNet. A nice stand by the DePauw Tigers, and they take over their second opportunity from their own 20. Spud Dick was impressive on the first drive, 5 of 6. 1 incompletion, a tip pass that was intercepted by Matt Kraft. First down now with the I formation, and the handoff is to Carazia, and he is stacked up at the line of scrimmage for little gain.
Yeah, really not much room there. Wabash was lined up in a cover 2. They came out of it. Normally you would think you could run in that formation when they've got 4 guys out of the box. They kind of splint back in and stopped them for a 2-yard gain. But really the rush defense of both teams has been pretty good so far. Nobody's, except that one big run play, well, on a penalty, there really hasn't been a big run yet today.
Second down and 8. Carazia is the lone back. 2 wide out to the left. Coors is wide to the right. Now Coors will come in motion. Set up on the right side. Short drop over the middle. And it's the tight end, Mark Brannigan, with the catch out near the first down marker.
Yeah, Mark Brannigan's a nice tight end out of Cathedral High School. Actually coached Mark at one time. And he really has excellent hands. He moves well. And I noticed in the start of the game they were going 5 wide, so Mark wasn't in the game when they were doing that. So it's nice to see him back in there. He's a good blocker and a nice target down the middle of the field.
It's going to be just short, about a foot short. 3rd down. Max Elliott, one of the fullbacks, a freshman from Cincinnati, is into the game. He's going to slot to the right. Another fullback, Mitchell Wilsey, is in the backfield. He's the up back for Derek Carazia. 3rd and less than 1. Spud Dick is going to give it to Carazia, and he is going to maybe make it. That's close. I think he got enough, and it looks like from the spot it's going to be there. He just needs the 30-yard line, and they're going to put it right on the 30, and he's going to get it by just a nose.
Well, they kind of ran a little motion there and went into kind of the old power eye to create some extra blocker, and he barely got that.
So DePauw with their second opportunity. They move the football on their first drive, and Spud Dick has 6 completions to 6 different receivers already. Coors is wide to the right, and Mulligan to the left. Carazia trying to get outside, now cuts it back in and only dives forward for a couple of more.
There again, Wabash has done a great job defending the run. You bring up 2nd and long. I'm not so sure it's a good thing that you want Spud to have to throw it 2nd and long because he's so darned efficient. But Derek Carazia's had a great year. He did not come in expected to be a starter. John Ellis was hurt, and he came in, has done a great year, and they've kind of shared the running back role this year, and they've both done a great job.
Carazia, 6 carries, 14 yards so far. He's the lone back. Dahlstrom is in the slot. Coors and Mulligan, the wideouts. Coors comes in motion. Dick back to pass on 2nd down and 8. Over the middle, he's got a man, and that's a 1st down out towards midfield. Alex Coors with the big pickup of about 18 yards.
You get to take a look at that on the replay. What they did was they put Alex Coors out on the right and brought him in motion underneath the coverage, and when that happens, the defense, the underneath coverage, sort of lost Alex. As you'll see, he'll come underneath. They lost him. The linebacker slow getting there, and he got a nice gain right up the middle of the field.
So at midfield, I formation, scoreless, getting late into the first quarter. 2 minutes. DePauw, the home team. They've won this game the last 2 years. Wabash trying to get the bell back. Here's a handoff, and it's the first time we've seen John Ellis, and he's got nowhere to go as he goes around the left side. John Ellis is a sophomore from Berkeley, Illinois. He and Carazia almost identical carries this season. Carazia had 8 more. They both averaged around 3.8 per carry.
And John Ellis has had a very good year last year and was the main back and really had a good game in the Monon game. He was hurt, dinked up, and Carazia came in. They've both done a really good job. But again, Joe, Wabash's run defense has been outstanding today.
Outside linebacker C.J. Gum, the team's leading tackler, shut a block at the corner to get a hand on Ellis. That slowed him enough for Dan Edelman to come in and make a good tackle against the run.
Nathan Evans is the 4th receiver in now. He's in the slot on the right side. Ellis is the lone back to pass. Spud Dick pressured, and he can't quite get his receiver out of the reach of Brian Mulligan, bringing up a 3rd down and 10.
And again, the Little Giants go with a 3-man front, blitz both outside linebackers, and again get pretty good pressure on Spud Dick. You'll see it here as they force him to hurry his throw and throw off balance. So the Little Giants felt that they had to blitz because that was the only way they were going to get pressure, and they've been able to do it.
3rd and 10 from midfield. Taylor Wagner has come into the game. He is the 5th wideout. Empty backfield. Spud Dick, shotgun. Going to go a quick pass over the middle. It's caught and not enough for the 1st down. A dive forward to come up about 2 yards short for Braden Dahlstrom. So what do they do here inside Wabash territory with a 4th down and 3? That's too far, too many yards, and not good enough field position, so they're going to punt.
Yeah, that's a good decision. It's early in the game. There's no reason to force anything. Times you have to let the game come to you and let things happen. You try to establish field position in your favor by punting the ball. I think that's a great decision.
Adam Hill is the punter for DePauw, and Wes Chambly is dangerous. He stands back at his 10-yard line, and he's not going to get a chance to return this one. It takes a hop out of bounds. And a good punt for Hill. Wabash will have to start inside their 15-yard line in their second possession.
Coach Eric Rayburn and defensive coordinator Jake Gilbert have to be very pleased with the start this defense has had. They get the interception on the opening drive. They force a DePauw punt on the second drive. DePauw's getting some yards, but the Little Giants have managed to pressure the pocket a bit. And so far in the first quarter, they've kept DePauw off the scoreboard. Really good start for this defensive unit.
30 yards on the punt, most importantly, no return. And Wabash starts from their own 13. They got to start near midfield on a tip pass interception last time. Let's see if Matt Hudson can lead them in a long drive here. Mamborg is his back. He's set up to the left, and that's going to bring a whistle. We're in the later stages of the first quarter, but still 15 seconds left.
They had to reset the play clock.
Four wideouts at Hudson's disposal here. He's in the shotgun. And this is something we'll see him often do. He'll look to the sideline, consider changing the play. No change that time, and he's going to roll out to the left. Quick pass to the out, and this is caught, and a little bit of running room. And that is Brady Young on the reception for the first down.
Cody Lamont and Wes Chambly get all the headlines as the leading receivers, but Brady Young and John Horn are equally capable receivers, and Matt Hudson loves to wear out the flats, as you just saw there on the completion to Young.
And that's going to end the first quarter. We are scoreless in the Monon Bell Classic. DePauw trying to win this game for the third consecutive time. Wabash trying to take the bell back to Crawfordsville. This is HDNet. Welcome back to the campus of DePauw University for the Monon Bell Classic with Rob Doyle, Joe Emmick, and Dick Rea. I'm Kevin Lee. We've switched ends as we start quarter number 2. Wabash has the football, 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Matt Hudson is under center this time. Derek Yoder is back in as his lone tailback. That's Chambly. And now we've got, I think, a motion penalty on the offense.
Well, you see that a lot these days. The teams are getting signals from the sidelines, and they'll kind of move up like they're going to run a play, and the linemen are sitting there in that position for a long time, and all of a sudden you have a movement. So, gone are the days where you just huddled up and called a play and run up to the line of scrimmage, it seems.
Penalties have been a problem for Wabash all year. They have 68 penalties in 9 games for an average of 72 penalty yards per game, and pre-snap penalties like that one drive Coach Rayburn nuts.
Lamont and Chambly are both on the right side this time. Shotgun now on 1st and 15, and it's a draw play, and nothing happening for Yoder, and he's going to lose a couple of more. So 2nd down and 17 coming up now for the Little Giants.
See that little draw, there was just no room in there at all. DePauw really did a nice job of stuffing that up. I couldn't see who the tackle was there. DePauw rotates a lot of defensive linemen throughout the game. They'll go 3 plays and in and out, so you're going to see a lot of guys today.
2nd down long. Hudson is back to pass. He will not be able to hook up with Lamont. Out of bounds, 3rd down and long. Well, Matt Hudson is starting for the 3rd time in this game. He's not had the success he's liked, and he talked about it a couple of days ago.
I feel like, I've had second chances pretty much my entire career, and they've been nothing but an excuse. And I don't have any excuses anymore, and no more second chances. So, we're fighting for our playoff lives and fighting for a shot at redemption. So I'm looking forward to it.
3rd down and 17 now for Hudson and the Little Giants. Look at 3rd down and 19. At their own 17-yard line, Hudson in the shotgun, back to pass. Rolls out to the right. Still looking. He's going to throw it up for grabs, and Chambly cannot make the one-hand catch. Great coverage by the Tigers, and this is going to force a Wabash punt.
Great coverage downfield by DePauw. That was as much coverage pressure as a pass rush, and Hudson takes a pretty hard hit there. The injury he suffered at mid-season was a rib and chest injury, and he took a pretty good blow there, but popped up and got to the sideline.
He had a shot to get Yoder down there, and just at the last second decided, I think, I don't want to throw a pick, and maybe it was a good decision.
It's a line drive punt from Chris Schweigel, and it is fielded by Taylor Wagner, but he doesn't have any running room, and he's going to be stopped in his tracks at the 32-yard line.
Terrific special teams tackle by Wes Chamblee. Most people know him as a special teams weapon because he's a good return man. What is very underrated about his game is his kick coverage. He's a terrific special teams tackler, and you saw a nice stop in the open field there on the punt.
46 yards on the punt from Schweigel, who is also a starting cornerback for the Little Giants, so he'll go back to work with his mates. And now here comes Spud Dick and the DePauw Tigers again. They controlled the football for over 11 minutes in that first quarter. We're early in the second, still scoreless in the Monon Bell Classic here at DePauw today on HDNet. Split wideouts, I formation. Ellis is the tailback. Fake handoff to him. Dick is going to try to air it out, looking for Coors, and he's got him! Down the left side, out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Alex Coors hooking up with Spud Dick on a big play for the DePauw Tigers.
Well, that's been the story all year about this team. Spud Dick and Alex Coors. Alex has caught as many passes as Mulligan, but twice as many yards. He's the leading single-season yardage receiver in DePauw history. Over 1,000 yards in 9 games. He's a very difficult cover one-on-one. Nice little play action there. They get him out on that coverage, and he had plenty of time to haul that one in.
40 yards on the play. Mark it at the 27. DePauw in business now in Wabash territory. High formation. Coors is to the right. Mulligan is to the left. Here's Ellis with the handoff. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Got about a yard.
Now, once again there, Joe, Wabash did a nice job stopping the run. They're really not giving DePauw much room here, and they're having to throw almost every second and long.
Well, that was one of the keys for this defense coming in, was to stop the DePauw rushing attack. They had over 100 yards last year, and as they started to rack up the rushing yardage last year, that allowed Spud to run play action and also allowed DePauw to eat up some time as they had a big lead.
Dahlstrom is into the game. He's in the slot on the left, with Mulligan wide left. Wide right is Coors. Also Nathan Evans is in the slot on the right side. Under center, second down. A little swing pass out to Ellis, and he's got a first down out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Just inside the 16.
And here you see here Spud going back, just a little screen pass there. Great, absolutely great block there on the outside by Brian Mulligan, number 1. Joe maybe was looking for a little holding or an illegal block there. I don't know. It was close, but he made a great block and really set that play up. To be successful, your receivers have to block. They just can't catch footballs.
They're going with a powerhouse formation here. The wideouts are out. Mitchell Wilsey is the fullback. They've got another fullback, Elliott, in motion now. Ellis is the tailback. He's going to get it, and he's going to push his way up the middle for another yard.
Kevin and Joe, I mean, you can put 2 tight ends, 1, 5 receivers, doesn't matter. They're still not getting any room up there.
Little Giant front 4 getting good penetration against the run, and much like DePauw, Wabash will play as many as 8 defensive linemen to keep their front 4 fresh. And while Eric Rayburn has not been happy with the front 4 pass rush, they have done a solid job against the run all season.
So Coors and Mulligan back. Dahlstrom in the slot on the right side. Ellis is still the tailback. Second down and nearly 10 from just inside the Wabash 15-yard line. Dick back to pass, short drop. He's got Coors to the 11, only about 4 yards before he's pushed out of bounds.
Here again, you see Alex Coors in motion again. That gets that coverage a little bit away from him. He does the quick out for a little bit of a gain to pick up some of that yard, so you're not at such a long distance on third down.
Eric Rayburn thought the toughest matchup of the day for Wabash would be Wabash cornerbacks against DePauw receivers. I think we've seen that so far today, but Dan Ryan Wood, who made the tackle, did do a good job of closing and making sure there was no run after the catch.
It was excellent coverage, really.
Nathan Evans is in the game. He's one of 3 over to the right. Mulligan is on the left. It's 3rd down and about 6, and it's caught by Coors for the first down inside the 5-yard line. Down at the 4, 1st and goal for DePauw.
There again, it's the same story. You're getting Alex Coors dragging underneath through the coverage. Spud Dick made a great throw. There was a very small, tight window that he stuck that ball in there. He had plenty of time. Offensive line, they may not be running the ball right now, but they're doing a great job giving him protection to give those underneath routes time to develop.
Tripp stacked up to the right. Mulligan to the left. Ellis back with Dick, who is in the shotgun. 1st and goal from the 4 in a scoreless Monon Bell Classic. Over the middle, wide open. That's Nathan Evans for the touchdown for DePauw. And the Tigers are on the board first.
That really starts with path protection up front. They get that little trips out there. You need some time for that to develop. Look at the time Spud has to look over the middle and find that receiver. That's a lot to ask of your coverage back there. He's playing 7-on-7 right there, really.
Point after is coming up now for Jordan Haverkamp, the hero here 2 years ago. Line drive PAT is good. And with 10:26 to play in the first half, we now have a leader. DePauw on the 4-yard touchdown pass from Spud Dick to Nathan Evans has taken a 7-0 lead. This is HDNet. Full house here on the campus of DePauw University, and the folks that made the shortest trip today are happy right now, although there's less than 30 miles separating these two schools. DePauw is on the board first, 7-0, thanks to a 7-play, 67-yard drive that took just over 3.5 minutes. Coors caught 3 balls for 50 yards on the drive. It ended with a 4-yard touchdown pass from Spud Dick to Nathan Evans, and it's 7-zip for the Tigers, getting set to kick it back to Wabash. And here to kick things off, Jordan Haverkamp. 2 years ago in this game, he entered as the backup, and he exited as the hero, a 47-yard field goal. What was he wearing, number 92? He had a D in the program next to his number.
There were problems that day kicking field goals in the kicking game, and we were sort of joking about it, and Jordan came out of nowhere to hit that, and what a great kick.
Here's Chambly on the return, and he's going to get out to the 25-yard line where Wabash will start off. Down to the field, let's check in with Dick Rea.
Hey, Kevin, you know, Matt Hudson not only trying to bounce back from that adversity in last year's Monon Bell game, but earlier this season against Washington of St. Louis, he was scrambling, got a hard hit to the ribcage area, continued to play in pain, threw for over 360 yards, rushed for over 60 yards. They later found out that he had a punctured lung, and he missed most of the next 2 games. So he's really had to battle back to help Wabash have this great season this year.
That's a remarkable story. Played on through that game. That'll show you toughness, and played well in that game.
He did, and he has played well since his return from injury.
He's got it to the 25 now, but in a 7-0 hole. Hudson fakes the handoff out to Chambly. He's got some running room with blockers ahead. First down to the 40, trying to break free, and gets it all the way out near midfield.
And that play was set up by a great block on the corner from receiver John Horn, who just cut his man and opened the field for West Chambly. And the little giant wideouts, there you see the block right there. You also see Brady Young out in front of the play making a good block. These little giant receivers take great pride in their blocking. And in fact, they are as proud of their blocking ability as they are their pass catch.
24 yards on the hookup from Matt Hudson to West Chambly. Shotgun. Fake handoff, play action over the middle, and a little miscommunication there. Lamont did not come back. 2nd down and 10.
Looks like Lamont was very well covered on the outside, but it looked like Matt Hudson was thinking he was going to come back for a little comeback route, and he stayed on his route. And, you know, these complex offenses today, they run a lot of things, just a lot of choice routes. It's not uncommon for that to happen in a game like this, but Matt looks really sharp today. He's hitting his receivers. So
4 wideouts at his disposal, 3 on the right, shotgun, 2nd down and 10, just shy of midfield. Over the middle, tip ball, incomplete. And that was the running back, Tommy Mamborg, who got a hand on it. 3rd down coming up.
That ball just sailed a little bit on Matt, another one he would like to have back. Tommy Mamborg, the best pass catcher of the stable of Little Giant running backs, so not a surprise that they had him running a pass route. But Matt Hudson has thrown the ball well. His receivers have not helped him today, and he and Cody Lamont need to get on the same page here before halftime. This Little Giant offense is going to get in the end zone.
The Little Giants are 1 of 3 on 3rd down conversions. A big one here from just shy of midfield. 3rd and 10. Hudson back to pass, and it is too high for Lamont. He was pressured, and another punt coming up for Wabash.
And that's the 2nd time on this drive that Matt and Cody clearly were not communicating with each other. As Rob said, this is a Wabash offense that likes to run a lot of check routes, a lot of option routes, and one of the favorites is a comeback and go. And it looked like Cody was caught between running the comeback or the comeback and go. And twice on the drive, he and Matt just didn't connect.
Taylor Wagner is back deep to receive. Schweigel, who just got his helmet on right before the ball was snapped, is going to still pull out another dandy to the 13-yard line.
It's an excellent punt. When you're down 7-0, you at least want to make the other team have to make a lot of work to get back down and take another score. So they've really been good in the kicking game today.
So Spud Dick gets another opportunity with his team out on the board now 7-0, and he's been sharp so far, Rob.
Yes, and you can see one of his greatest assets is his quick release. He gets rid of the ball, and really that's the key to any great quarterback, decision making and getting rid of the football. Spud's got both of those 2 things. I don't care if he's not the biggest guy in the world. To me, those are the 2 greatest elements of a quarterback. He has them both, and that's why he's been a record setter here.
He's 13 of 15 for 139 yards and a touchdown. Does have the pick that came on a deflected pass. He's starting here from his own 13-yard line, and he's going to hand it off up the middle. And this is Carazia on the handle. Not much.
Not much. A little more that time, but more of the same. They're not finding many lanes inside. But one time they did on that penalty, he bounced it outside. So you're looking maybe at another throwing down here at 2nd and long. But with Spud back there, it's not like just going back and throwing and hoping what happens. He completes 73% of his passes. So it's really a high efficiency game for them.
Evans and Dahlstrom come in. They're in the slot. Evans is at the left. Coors is wide left. Mulligan wide right. Handoff is up the middle, and this is a little bit of running room out near the 1st down, and I think that is enough for a 1st down for Derek Carazia.
You can see there they split it out, and they hit Carazia up on the right side. You can see why he came in and earned a lot of playing time this year. He bounces it out a little bit, breaks 1 tackle, and really takes 2 or 3 guys to get him down after he's already gotten the 1st down.
And DePauw caught Wabash in a blitz that time. They brought all 3 linebackers, and once Carazia got past the line of scrimmage, nobody was there to stop him.
DePauw from their own 24-yard line. Coors to the left. Mulligan to the right. High formation with a fullback this time. Play action, lob up high. Let's see if Coors can go get it. No, it's broken up nicely by the defensive back for Wabash. That's Dan Edelman.
Did a great job what they did there. Wabash this time thinking maybe play action. They had that cover 2. This time they had safety help over the top for Alex Coors, which in my opinion is really what you need to do. So when Spud throws that ball into that safety coverage there, it's a very tough pass to complete. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see a little more of that today. I don't think you can play this whole game and single cover Alex Coors out there. Not a guy who's gained 1,000 yards in 9 games this year.
2nd down 10 for the Tigers. Mulligan and Dahlstrom to the left. Coors wide to the right. Coors comes in motion. Back to pass, Spud Dick over the middle. Coors, and he lost the football. Was it a catch? And who got it? Looks like DePauw kept it. So did Coors fall back on it? He did.
You see this same play again. They bring Alex Coors in motion. This little drag route across the middle. and an excellent hit there. Number 29 from Wabash. Not sure he caught the ball.
I was just about to say, I am not sure that that was a complete pass. We got another look at it here. No, that's a catch. That's a catch.
That was CJ Gum.
He made a football move after securing the possession, and Little Giants did a good job that time clamping down on him after the catch.
3rd and 7 now for the Tigers from the shotgun over the middle. The ball is deflected, and it's incomplete, and Wabash comes up with a defensive stand this time.
That was the defensive playmaker, Adrian Frederick, leads the team with 7 picks in just 6 games. He had 6 interceptions a year ago.
There's a flag on the field, though.
Little Giants did a good job stopping DePauw, but the flag is against the Little Giants. I think they may have been offside.
Defense,
I think they were.
Number 42, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
He jumped early.
The Little Giants cannot give away opportunities like that. We talked a few minutes ago about what a problem the penalties had been this year. They were able to get away with it through most of their conference schedule. They cannot give DePauw second chances like this.
Mass changes for Wabash here, or for DePauw, I should say, offensively, including Paul DePauw coming in at left tackle. They're bunched up here, 1st down. And it's Carazia getting the handle. Breaks through one, gets enough for the 1st down.
Well, that's a play that the Wabash defense may look back and say, oh, we had him there. Carazia was really stopped at the line of scrimmage. Once again, you see his power. He runs through 4 or 5 tackles to get that 1st down. That was just great effort play on his part.
Carazia, 8 carries, 26 yards so far. And DePauw is out to the 35-yard line, leading 7-0. Just past the midpoint of the 2nd quarter here in the Monon Bell Classic this year in Greencastle on the campus of DePauw University. 5 wide. Spud Dick under center. Back to pass. Quick pass out to Carazia, the running back, and he is going to get hammered. Big-time defensive play by Wabash's C.J. Gum, standing him up in his footsteps.
C.J. Gum is the team's leading tackler coming into the game today. He missed a game earlier in the year with the flu, but otherwise has been a star for this defense. And good job by the Little Giants. Matt Kraft pressured the pocket on the blitz, and then Gum was right there. You'll see the pressure there, and then watch this tackle right on the screws, just like they coach it up in training camp, Rob.
2 in a row for him. That's 2 very impressive hits.
2nd down, 7 for the Tigers. They're at the 38. Blitz showing. They'll pick it up over the middle. Caught by Coors again for a 1st down. He went up to get that one. And the Tigers are inside Wabash territory.
The DePauw offensive line is doing a great job today giving Spud time. They blitzed C.J. Gum off the corner, and from what I've seen today, you do not want to get hit by him. Gave him just enough time to find Coors over the middle again.
14 yards, big day brewing for Alex Coors. 7 for 96 yards. Wide to the left this time, Nathan Evans, who has the touchdown reception. Fullback set now. Mitchell Wilsey is the up back. Mulligan is wide to the right. Handoff. And some nice running room here for Carazia. Is going to pick up a quick 8 on 1st down.
It's a nice little power ISO play to the left. Got really, really good push up front. And look at that movement there on the left side. Looks like Mark Brannigan was coming down and actually trying to find somebody to block. That's how much movement they had.
Alex Coors is out right now. He's on one knee on the sideline. He got shaken up on that 14-yard reception just a moment ago. So we'll wait for more information on Coors and see if he can get back in. May just be taking a breather now. Here's Carazia on 2nd and 3. Gets a yard or so.
Looks like he's short of just a little bit.
So it's going to be a 3rd down and a short 2 or a long 1.
Nick Ramsey, defensive end, did a good job to slide in there and make the first hit. Stop DePauw short of the 1st down, and this is a big 3rd down. The Wabash defense needs to get off the field. They've been out there a long time in this first half.
DePauw 5 of 6 on third down conversions. They're bunched up on the left. Nick Etzkorn, a wide receiver, is into the game for the first time, a 6'3" senior. Shotgun for Spud Dick. He's back to pass on third down over the middle, and it's caught by Dahlstrom for another first down to the Wabash 26.
Well, you give Spud Dick that kind of time with his efficiency. They ran little trips on the left side, ran a couple guys underneath, and Spud finds him right over the middle. The Dahlstrom, just a nice catch, nice reception. Move the chains, very efficient. It's consistent with what they've been able to do all year.
Call it the 27. Evans is to the left. Mulligan is to the right. Wilsey, the fullback, sets now. And the tight end Brannigan sets up on the left. The tailback is Carazia. Spud Dick on first down gives it to his tailback, and he's got running room. Breaks it to the outside into the 20, near another first down to the 18-yard line.
Looks like they found a little room on the left side of the line there, and that's been good for the last 2 first down plays to get about 8 or 9 yards for Carazia. The left guard Lewis Brown, left tackle Paul DePauw are opening up some running lanes now.
Second down and a short one from the Wabash 17. DePauw has the only score of the game. Wabash had it first and goal, couldn't punch it in, and then missed a field goal. Here's Spud Dick, fake handoff, lobs it towards the end zone, and it is broken up. Looking for his tight end, Mark Brannigan there. Good coverage by the Little Giants.
Jake Martin and Adrian Frederick, the 2 safeties with double coverage, and Frederick did a good job to reach out and knock it away.
So third down, less than 1. They took a shot at the end zone. Good to see Alex Kors coming back into the game now. This is the 13th play of the drive. And DePauw has dominated time of possession so far here in this first half. But if Wabash can get a stop here, they're still very much in good position. Down 7-0. They'll try the quarterback keeper, and Spud Dick will get it out to near the 15-yard line to move the chains again.
Really thought that's what he was going to do. Ed Carazia about 8 yards back for a third down and a half a yard. There was a nice little seam there. He tapped the center on the behind, Mitch Turnbow, and he picked up the first down.
So the Tigers continue to convert on third downs and now have a fresh set just shy of the 15-yard line. Wilsey is the fullback. Carazia is the tailback. Coors back into the right. Mulligan to the left. Spud Dick trying to build on his lead. Short drop, quick out. And there's Mulligan, straight arm to pick up a few more yards. Breaks through and then steps out of bounds. Where will they mark him at? It looks like about the 11-yard line. So that's going to be about a 5-yard pickup. Second down coming up.
It's a little spot pass to Mulligan. You can see his strength running the football. After the catch, really at the line of scrimmage, he picks up 5 yards while being covered. Once again, simple. There's some easy routes there. They're not doing anything to put the risk of a turnover out there.
3 wides this time. Dahlstrom is in the slot to the right. Coors to the left. Mulligan wide right, under center on second down and 5. It's Carazia up the middle, getting near the first down, probably about a yard short to the 7 or so. Let's see where the spot is. They may give him all the way close to the 6, so it's going to be about a yard short, it looks like. So third down coming up.
They've showed a few different looks on third and short. They've gone no backs, they've gone 1 back and 2 tight ends, and it looks like this time they're gonna come back with that bunch trips on the right side.
And they've got a receiver, Mulligan, over to the left. Shotgun for Spud Dick. Third down and 1. And it's a botched snap. And Dick can't fall on it. It's still loose. Carazia is going to get it, but all the way back to the 28-yard line, and it's 4th down. So Wabash does get their stop with some help from a bad snap.
A huge break for the Little Giants here for the moment. I would not be surprised if this is 4-down territory for DePauw, though Haverkamp has a cannon leg. A big stop for Wabash, even though it was DePauw's mistake, because Wabash did not want to be down by 2 touchdowns, even though it would only be a 14-0 score at halftime, Rob. Very hard for Wabash to come from behind.
Oh yeah, and it really appeared to be almost be a foregone conclusion that DePauw was going to go in and make it 14-0. Just one little play like that can really turn a game, because the defense of Wabash was on their heels. You could see they were tiring. The running game was starting to open up. Things looked like they were coming easier. Yes, and I think Wabash called the timeout there. They're trying to save some time. They have full confidence in their offense and their senior quarterback, and if they can save some time, they're going to try to get down and score no matter what happens with this play.
Normally at this area of the field, the 28-yard line on 4th down, you go ahead and go for it because you're probably going to punt it into the end zone, so you're only giving up 8 yards. But the odds on 4th and 23 are so long. Yeah. Do you take a chance at trying a pooch punt to see if you can possibly get him inside the 10? That would be the way I would go.
You know, that's a great point, because you've seen Wabash took the timeout. They want the ball to take it down. So you may be right. Maybe that's the way to go. Just pooch him down there and make him go 99 yards or whatever. It looks like that may be what they're going to do.
No, I think they're going to kick a field goal. This is going to be a 45-yard attempt. Jordan Haverkamp, as we know, has range of 47 yards. We saw here a couple of years ago. The holder is Michael Engel. The long snapper is wide receiver Brian Mulligan.
Holder is Michael Engel.
Haverkamp, the hero 2 years ago, tries to put more points on the board. A 45-yard attempt for DePauw with 1:04 to play in the first half. Snap is down, kick is blocked. It's blocked. And that's always the danger with a long field goal. You can't get it up in the air as much. You've got to hit it a little bit more on the line to get it there.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he just overhit that a little too low trying to get the distance, Kevin, and that was just enough to get that blocked. That's a huge stop.
And I think on the block, that was Jake Kulisek.
Former Roncalli player.
Starting defensive lineman, his father Frank Kulisek, prominent orthopedic surgeon in the Indianapolis area, Wabash alumnus and former place kicker in this Monon Bell Classic. So Little Giants with a big break. They take advantage of the bad snap. They come up with a big special teams play. And with just under a minute to go, Matt Hudson's got a shot.
Let's see what he can do. First down, a little bit short, looking for his wideout on that play. Brady Young was the intended receiver, so second down with 53 seconds to go in the half.
They're getting a little traffic at Matt Hudson's feet, and that's not allowing him sometimes to step into his throws. That happened on that last third down play before. He was high on the outside comeback, and he really wasn't able to step into his throw the way he would like to.
Second down now. Hudson drops back, has time, he's going to air it out. He looks up and he's got a man, and it is caught by Lamont, and then he's caught from behind, but still a big time play for Wabash, getting it into DePauw territory.
Cody Lamont had single coverage on the outside. He makes a nice little move to get behind the corner. And for the first time today, Matt Hudson and his favorite receiver get on the same page. And it puts Wabash within shouting distance.
37 yards on the play. Here's Hudson going back to work to Lamont again. He drops this one, but there was contact before. And this is likely going to be pass interference. But there was another flag back in the backfield.
Baldessari on the coverage for the Tigers.
Yeah, I think it's a holding call.
Preliminary signal is holding.
So push that one back. And we're down to 34 seconds. Here's a look and see if we can see it. There's the takedown. And I'm not sure that there was any type of infraction on the play. I think that was just a drop. It wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah, I don't think there was. I watched Steve Baldessari pretty closely on that.
10 yards. Previous spot, still first down.
So back to the DePauw 45-yard line. First down and 20 with 34 seconds in the half for Wabash. Down only 7-0, even though DePauw, with the exception of one Wabash drive, has really dominated things. Hudson shotgun, fake handoff. He's going to look deep. He's got some pressure. He'll roll out to the left to buy some time. He's going to lob it up for grabs, and it's a little bit short. That was his running back, Tommy Mamborg, trying to come back for the play. Third down and long.
Once again, great pressure by the DePauw front four. Matt Hudson's having trouble finding some room to get his ball off, and he had to throw that sort of off balance and across his body, and that's why it came up short.
Almost got it there, though. Just missed. I'm sorry, it's second down and 20 coming up. 25 seconds to play in the half.
It's just really hard to overcome holding penalties. No matter what you do, what level, it's just a long way.
And as I said earlier, it has plagued this Wabash offense all season long.
Hudson looking over the middle. He's got Lamont, tries to make a move. Now he's trying to get it out of bounds, and he is going to, and around the 20-yard line. So a big pickup there for Wabash on the play of 25 yards, and that will move the chains. 16 seconds to play in the half, and Wabash will get some cracks at the end zone now from the 21-yard line.
And you see there why Cody Lamond is such a good receiver. He runs very precise routes, and then he has the ability to make defenders miss after the catch. And that pass play is much more indicative of the way Matt Hudson and Cody Lamond have played all season.
You saw Matt that time. He had time to step up and drive into his throw with proper mechanics because there weren't people at his feet.
Hudson looking towards the end zone, goes over the middle, and it is caught inside the 10-yard line. Another first down. That's Brady Young to the 9.
And Matt Hudson starting to get into rhythm. Young ran just a little hook route, ran his man off, turned back in toward the play, made the catch. Matt delivered it right on the numbers.
And Wabash will use a timeout with 11 seconds left. They have one more timeout to go, and they're going to get a couple of cracks at it now inside the 10.
They set up with trips. The inside man ran outside. The outside man, Young, ran in on the little hook route, and he was open to make the catch for the first down. And if the Little Giants can get in the end zone and tie this game at halftime, what a swing of momentum. And this Little Giant defense, Rob, they've given up a lot of yards today, but if they can go to the locker room having yielded only 7 points, they have to feel great about their performance.
Oh, they sure do. That'd be a huge moral victory. As we said a moment ago, this was on the verge of being 14-0, and all of a sudden we're in a chance here to have a 7-7 ball game.
There's a look. We saw Eric Rayburn a moment ago. There's a look at the DePauw sideline, and Robbie Long. He's the interim coach. Said he's had no conversations about long-term since when he first took the job in August. I would think the resume is going to kind of speak for itself, and a win today will go a long ways toward locking this job up.
It would. He's done a great job, and I understand you just can't hand it to somebody like that. You have to do your due diligence. But Robbie's made a great case for himself.
Here we go with 11 seconds to play in the half. DePauw defending, leading 7-0. Hudson for Wabash is back to pass, looks to the end zone. He's got a man, and it's a touchdown. Cody Lamond gets Wabash on the board, and with a PAT, they could tie it here in the final seconds of the first half. That is what the doctor ordered for the Little Giants.
Just a crossing route for Cody Lamond right in front of the defensive back. Matt with great protection that time. Had all day to throw it. He could stand and wait for Cody to come free, and he threw a strike.
Spencer Whitehead in for the point after. Snap down, kick is blocked. That's a big one. It's blocked. That's the third PAT he's had blocked since he started the season, hitting his first 40. So DePauw is going to escape the first half with a 1-point lead. Still 6 6/10 left. Here's a look.
No blocking up front. Little Giants let 3 black shirts come in virtually untouched to block that extra point, and this is something about which Coach Rayburn was concerned. The kicking game had been strong all year, And then 3 weeks ago, things started to go south with a couple of missed field goals, a couple of blocked kicks. Little Giants really should be leading this game 10-7. They missed a chip shot field goal early, and now the missed extra point. But the Little Giants should not hang their heads. They are in a good position going into the locker room at halftime. They took advantage of the DePauw mistake. They made a good special teams play to block the Haverkamp field goal, and Matt Hudson put it together on that last drive. So Little Giants should not allow that missed extra point to dampen their enthusiasm or the momentum going into halftime.
A moment ago, you saw Ryan Woodard. He got in there, got the paw up, and got the block to save a point for the Tigers. They're going to get the football back. Whitehead is set to kick it off, and he is going to squib it down the middle. It's going to take a high hop, and it's fielded and downed immediately at the 30-yard line by DePauw's Colin Hertel, a backup running back.
Not sure why he wouldn't have returned that the 10 yards that they gave him, but maybe he was instructed to do that and give Spud one chance.
So 5 7/10 to play here in the first half in the Monon Bell Classic at DePauw, and the host Tigers are leading 7-6. So let's see if they go into victory formation here. That looks like that's what they're going to do. They've got the safety Mulligan back, so Spud Dick is going to take a knee, and we are going to go to halftime. It's tight. This is all you can hope for if you don't have a particular rooting interest. If you do, we've got another great 30 minutes of football coming up here. At the break, it's DePauw 7, Wabash 6 in the 116th version of the Monon Bell Classic. Strong first half for DePauw. They have the 7-6 advantage. Wabash with a critical drive to end the first half to get points on the board. Started with the blocked field goal. Let's go down to the field now with Dick Rea.
All right, guys, we're here with Coach Long, and a big momentum shift there at the end of the game. Lots of ebb and flow, a typical Monon Bell game.
Yeah, that's the way this game's played, okay? It's going to come down to who makes the fewest mistakes and who capitalizes on the mistakes. We can't give the ball up to them when we're driving. We got to go in there and regroup and get ready for the second half.
What's the message to your team?
Do what we always do. You know, go in there and do the things that we do on a daily basis, whether it's practice or Saturday or Bell game or the first game of the season. We got to do the things that are important to us, and we didn't do that in the first half.
All right, Coach Tommy Long and the DePauw Tigers. We'll send it back up to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, Dick. Rob, what are these teams thinking as they go to the locker room?
Well, if you're DePauw, you've got to be thinking, hey, you should have at least 14 points on the board. They never really got stopped. They stopped themselves with some mistakes, as Coach Long just said. Do the things that you do well, and that is protect the football, be efficient, move the chains.
Halftime here in the Monon Bell Classic. 7-6 is the advantage with DePauw on top of Wabash. The scoring plays so far. DePauw jumped out in front on Spud Dick's 4-yard pass to Nathan Evans. And then at the end of the first half, with under 7 seconds left, Cody Lamond caught the touchdown pass from Matt Hudson. 7-6 DePauw at the half of the 116th Monon Bell Classic on HDNet. Back in Greencastle on the campus of DePauw University, it's halftime of the 116th Monon Bell Classic with Rob Doyle and Joe Emmick. I'm Kevin Lee. Thank you so much for joining us. At the break, it's 7-6 DePauw with the advantage over Wabash. Let's start first from the DePauw perspective. Rob, what do they need to do in this second half?
Well, really, as Coach said just before the half, do what they do, which is control the football, be efficient in the passing game. They got the running game going. Until they had that bad snap on third down, we were on a track to have a 14-0 game here. So they just need to eliminate those little mistakes, keep moving the ball, and they've got to get some pressure on Matt Hudson, because you can see when he had time, he ate him up in that last drive. When they got some traffic at his feet, he wasn't as accurate, and they got Wabash's offense off the field.
Wabash drove early, and they had a field goal block. They looked like they might fall down 14-0. Then they get the missed field goal. and then they come back and get it on the board. What do you think for the Little Giants?
Well, I think the Little Giants have to feel good about their position, trailing only by a point, given the big momentum swings and given the dominance of DePauw's offense. If they can continue to protect Matt Hudson as they did on the final drive, they'll get some things going, get some points on the board. On defense, they have to get off the field on third down.
First half stats now. Time of possession has been just dominated by DePauw, but that's sometimes an overrated stat. What stands out to you? We'll get to that coming up in just a moment, talk about what we're going to see in the second half. Let's check in now, though, with Eric Raber, the head coach, with Dick Rea.
Here with Coach Eric Rayburn. I know some things went for you, some things went against you. What's it going to take to pull this game out?
Well, we're going to have to do a better job defensively. They're just controlling the ball. I think we had maybe 20 plays on offense, and we got to figure out a way to get off the field. We had them stop there right before the half and jumped off sides. We obviously can't do that. And then offensively, we got to get in the rhythm. I just felt like we didn't have the ball very much, and it just made it tough for us to kind of get in the flow. So hopefully that drive right before the half will help.
All right, Coach. Best of luck in the second half, and it looks like we're headed for another classic finish here in the Monon Bell game.
Indeed we are, Dick, as we get set to go in half number 2. And DePauw clinging to a 7-6 advantage. Rob, we started to talk about some of those numbers. Spud Dick has been so impressive. 18 of 22 passing in the first half with a pick that was deflected and a touchdown.
That's a typical Spud game. 73% of his passes, very efficient. He makes good decisions, has the quick release, all the elements you want in a quarterback. He's a great leader. Even the pick, that was a great defensive play by Wabash. Those kind of things, he made a nice jump to get in the way on that quick little slant. So he's really had the kind of game you'd expect from your senior leader, the kind of game that you'd expect from a guy who's won his last 2 Monon Bells. I would expect to see the same from him in the second half.
And Joe, Matt Hudson looked like he started to find his rhythm at the end of the half.
He did. He was very sharp on the final drive of the half for the touchdown. Completion percentage, not what he wanted, but he did protect the ball, no turnovers, and he did not take a sack.
And Wabash is going to get the first opportunity here in the second half, and they will return the kick, and there's a high hurdle, and that is Blake Powell on the kickoff return. He got a nice return, so not bad field position to start for the Little Giants in quarter number 3. Matt Hudson, 9 of 19, 148 yards, and the touchdown with 7 seconds to play at the end of the half to Cody Lamont. He's going to start this time from his 28-yard line. His third opportunity to win the bell. Had a rough go of it last year, wants to go out on a high note. He's got 4 receivers at his disposal, 3 on the left side. And it's a swing pass to the out. Chambly is going to get a screen out front and is going to pick up a little bit of yardage. Nice first down play.
Chambly is the North Coast Athletic Conference champion in the 400-meter hurdles in track and had some speed to get to the outside there. They like to get him out in the flats. Their plan today was to try to get him isolated on some linebackers. They haven't been able to do that as much today, but he has made some nice catches on the outside.
Second down and 3 from their own 35. The tailback is Derek Yoder. He's going to get the handoff out of the shotgun, and he's going to get tripped up almost immediately. Next to no gain. In fact, it is no gain.
Little Giants ran the ball fairly well on their opening drive and then got completely away from the run. They only had 10 yards rushing in that first half. They don't need to rush for 150 yards today, but they need to do just enough to make play action effective and keep that DePauw defense honest.
Well, in the season, Wabash runs for 165 yards a game. Here we go on the third down play. This is going to be Chambly with the first down, and he breaks through. He's into the secondary, and he had one more man to beat, but he slipped, making the cutback, and they're helping to make sure that he doesn't get there is Thomas Rona with the game-saving, or the touchdown-saving tackle, rather, for the Tigers.
Again, he lined up in the slot. They set up the little pass in the flat. 2 good moves to make a man miss, and he just wasn't able to keep his footing as he tried to cut back to the inside. The Little Giants maintaining the same kind of rhythm in the passing game they had at the end of the first half.
31 yards on the play. So now at the DePauw 34-yard line, Hudson from the shotgun, and somebody jumped.
That may be the third time today we've seen that. Those are drive killers. Those are drive killers for any team. You got a 1st and 10 play. You don't have as many 1st and 15 plays, or 1st and 20 on a couple of the holding calls that we've seen.
Unfortunately, Craig Morrison gets his name called for all the wrong reasons. That's the life of an offensive lineman.
Well, the thing that really drives the coaches crazy about these pre-snap penalties is this is an offensive line with 4 seniors who are all returning starters. You would think a line that experienced would not have those kind of penalty issues.
1st and 15, back to the 39. Hudson is back to pass. Time over the middle. He's got a receiver. It's caught down to the 30-yard line. And that's out of the backfield. Yoder with the catch, setting up a 2nd and short situation.
And you said it, Kevin, time. Matt Hudson had time to set his feet and make a good, patient throw. The Little Giants offensive line may have had penalty problems. They've done a good job pass protecting today.
And a whistle before this one gets started, and we've got a timeout called by Wabash. I'm sorry, by DePauw. DePauw takes the timeout, and I see P.J. Gabor hobbling a little bit, so I don't know if this is an injury situation or just want to settle the defense. Timeout early 3rd quarter. This is HDNet. Early 3rd quarter of the Monon Belt Classic at DePauw, with the host Tigers leading Wabash 7-6 after the defensive timeout by the Tigers. 2nd down and 5 coming up from Wabash now from the Tiger 29-yard line. Hudson in the shotgun. Now he's going to take a look to the sideline where they make adjustments and they do their audibles that way. Still got time on the play clock, although it is down to 5. Hudson ready. Hand off to Yoder. Up the middle, dives forward for about 3. Setting down 3rd down and 2 to 3 yards.
You saw Matt Hudson look to the sideline as Kevin described. This Little Giant offense calls everything from the sideline. Offensive coordinator Josh Hoig is upstairs in the booth. He radios down to the coaches on the sideline if they see something they want to change, and all the audibles come from the bench.
3rd down and 3. Hudson shotgun again. He'll again check the sideline. 4 wideouts. Yoder is offset to the right. He's the lone back. Hudson, short drop. Over the middle, caught for a 1st down. That's Horn, and he's down to the 12-yard line. So Wabash knocking on the door again with an opportunity to continue the momentum that they gained at the end of the half.
John Horn is the quintessential possession receiver. He is not flashy. He is solid. He runs good routes, and when the Little Giants need to convert on 3rd down, and Chambly and Lamond are getting all the attention, Jonathan Horn is as reliable a receiver as they have. He had 23 catches coming into play today.
Split backs for the shotgun. 1st down. Fake handoff. Hudson, he is looking on the out, and that's Chambly, who is hit immediately by P.J. Gabor as he makes the catch to the 9.
Yeah, P.J. read that very nicely. He saw the little out route coming, and as soon as he caught the ball, he made a nice hit. As a DB, you've got to close on those to prevent any yards after the catch.
2nd down, 6. Just inside the 10. Horn goes wide to the right. Chambly is in the slot right. Lamond left. Yoder is the lone back. Hudson with his team trailing 7-6. Handoff out of the shotgun. Yoder will break free into the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! The Wabash Little Giants have taken the lead on Derek Yoder's 9-yard touchdown run.
Interesting decision will come up here. Did they go for 2?
It appears that way.
They're going to keep the offense on the field. Look at this. Derek Yoder made this happen. 1 move, 2 moves, and then a 3rd move into the end zone. He got the starting nod today because, according to Coach Rayburn, he ran harder than anyone else in practice this weekend. He just did something there the Wabash running backs have not done a lot of this season, and that is make people miss and get their own yards. Eric Rayburn is very demanding of his tailbacks. Hasn't been happy with them most of the season. Derek Yoder getting the start today makes it pay off for Wabash.
So after the PAT was blocked at the end of the half, Wabash will go for 2. Hudson back to pass to the end zone, and it's picked off. Gabor with the pick, saving 2 points.
Well, it's P.J. Gabor again, made another nice play on the ball. Matt Hudson had time. He was looking for the out pass, and he closes on that and picks it off. Those points, I'm sure, are going to loom very large because it's very unlikely that you're going to hold Spud Dick and the DePauw offense to no touchdowns this half.
Very interesting decision to go for 2, and of course, we won't know until we talk to Coach Rayburn, but nonetheless, Coach Rayburn, not a lot of confidence in his extra point team right now.
So Wabash, though, moves in front 12-7. Let's check in with Dick Rea.
Couple of very interested spectators with me here on the sidelines. Dr. Brian Casey from DePauw University, Dr. Patrick White from Wabash College. And first, Brian, I know you've been around a lot of great college rivalries in your days, Notre Dame, Stanford. How does this one rate?
Oh, this rates in intensity because we have so much in connection with Wabash up the street. We have a lot of families that have students at both schools. So there's a real personal element to this rivalry, which makes it as intense as anything I've ever seen.
Dr. White, how you holding up with all this ebb and flow in the game? And you got some great support over there for your visiting team today.
We have great support, but it's driving me crazy. But right now I'm feeling okay. We'll see how I feel by the end.
All right, we hope it's a great finish. Thank you very much. Good luck to both of you.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Thank you.
Brian Mulligan back deep to receive the kickoff, and it is a touchback. An impressive kickoff from Spencer Whitehead.
That is one thing Spencer Whitehead has improved over the last 3 weeks while the place kicking has gone south. His kickoffs have been much better. That's the second touchback of the day for Spencer. When I talked to Coach Rayburn on Friday, he said it's been one way or the other. Either he's place kicking well or he's kicking off well. He hasn't been able to do both well in the same game.
So DePauw starts off from their 20-yard line. Still early third quarter, but now they are trailing for the first time today. It's 12-7 for the visiting Little Giants, trying to take the bell back to Crawfordsville. Spud Dick will hand off. Ellis is stacked up for loss in the... No, he broke free. He broke free out of a swarm of defenders and got 5 out of that play.
You see there why John Ellis had such a productive year last year, and he's coming off a little bit of an injury this year, but has done a great job. Really spun off that and made a nice cut and got up and got some positive yardage because the momentum is starting to swing a little bit. That would have been a big play to keep him back there.
He got 6.5 on the first down play. Second down, call it 4 for the Tigers, trailing by 5. Ellis is the lone back. Another handoff to Ellis, and more positive yards. 5 more for the first down, out near the 32. So John Ellis, who ran for 121 yards and a touchdown in this game last year, is doing some nice things here in the second half, splitting up carries with Derek Carazia, who had a strong first half.
John Ellis is an excellent tailback. He runs very hard. He's put together. He's a very solid kid, and I'm sure he's going to find some more holes. The offensive line looks like they're starting to open up the running game.
He's the lone back, set up deep with 4 wideouts. Evans and Dahlstrom in the slot. Coors and Mulligan split out wide. Short drop. Dick now looks over the middle, and he's got Evans for a first down out near midfield to the 48.
Little Giants came with a blitz again. They had all 3 linebackers on the line of scrimmage, and DePauw blocked it beautifully, and Dick had enough time to find his receiver for the first down.
If you're going to blitz like that, you better get to him. Otherwise, there's going to be guys wide open out there.
16 yards on the play. First down from their 48. Coors left. Wide to the right is Mulligan. From the slot, now shifting to the up back is fullback Mitchell Wilsey. Ellis, the running back, the fake is to him. Now it's caught by Mulligan. This is another first down, and he's going to push his way forward for extra yards to the 32-yard line in Wabash territory.
See a nice little play action again by Spud Dick. Mulligan shows the fade right, breaks it off on the comeback. That's very difficult to cover. As a result, he's got plenty of cushion there and another first down.
19 yards on the pass play. So Spud Dick is picking up where he left off in the first half. Now trailing for the first time. He's got the Tigers on the march. Tight end and fullback shift. Brannigan moves to the left side. Coors and Mulligan are split out. Dick will hand it off to Ellis. This time he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage, but he's still going to power his way for about 3 yards to the 30-yard line.
You can see there John Ellis, get a close-up on him. He really runs hard. There really wasn't a whole lot of room there, and he sticks his legs in there and he just keeps driving.
Look at that. They had him upended, pulling him back. Lost the hat and everything. This guy's giving it all right now. So we've got Trips to the right, Mulligan to the left. Now Edscorn will come in motion, set up in the slot left. Ellis is still the lone back. 2nd down and 8 for DePauw. Dick back to pass. He will get it away, and Ellis is there for the short gainer, and he's going to pick up some yardage. Most importantly, though, they avoided the sack.
Brian Watson, middle linebacker, senior team captain from Zionsville, Indiana, shot the gap. Looked like he had a sure sack, and what a frustrating play for the Wabash defense to think they have him, and Spud finds the man on the swing pass.
That's about the only throw he could have made from that position, was that little screen out there, because he wouldn't have had anything left to make it. Just a really good job by Spud to get rid of the football.
This is a big down for the Wabash defense. DePauw was 7 of 9 on 3rd downs in that first half. Absolutely critical that Wabash finds a way to get off the field on 3rd down.
3rd down and about 5. They're 7 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. I formation. Back to pass. Spud Dick is looking, and he has his receiver, and Alex Coors caught it for a 1st down to the 17-yard line.
You can see there Spud was planning on going to him, I think, all the way. Alex shows that little deep pass and comes back and hooks out there right past the 1st down marker. That's a really tough matchup, because you have to respect the fact that Alex is fast enough to beat you, Duke.
Edelman even got a little bit of jersey there. Coors came back and made the play. Look at that, big day already. Another 100-yard game for Alex Coors for the Tigers. He's caught 61 passes now for over 1,150 yards, a school record this season. Short drop, there's a screen out to Coors, and he is going to get his way to the 15-yard line. That was defended pretty nicely by Wabash. Over there on the tackle is Jake Martin.
Jake Martin has had a good year as a first-year starter at safety. He's one of the better tacklers on the team, and he made a good tackle there to limit the yards after the catch.
Yeah, because Alex Coors is a guy you could see breaking this one with the speed, and that was an excellent tackle.
That was actually a lateral, so that's going to count as a rush for Coors, I'm told. 2nd and 7 from the 15. DePauw down by 5. Handoff to Ellis, straight up the middle with some misdirection in the backfield, but it was a simple draw play up the middle, and Ellis gets close to the 1st down. He's inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
I just see a little counter there, a little zone block on there, and a nice little hole for John Ellis. Gets very close to a 1st down. And again, you're 3rd down again. They have not been able to get DePauw off the field on 3rd down. Will they do it here? They're in field goal range if they don't, but
the way the kicking game has been going today, I'm not sure anybody wants to kick. There is a breeze. Just a beautiful day here for the middle of November in Indiana. It's 60s today. We played at around 40 degrees last year. Quick little swing pass, and that is going to be good enough for a 1st down. Another conversion, and that's Dahlstrom on the catch. No, that's Lamond. I'm sorry, Lamond makes the catch. I'm sorry, Mulligan. I'll get it right eventually.
Oh, that's all right. Just that little quick bubble inside there. It's almost like really another running play, the way that hits. You get some linemen out in front of you. We do have a flag on the field.
And it goes against Wabash.
Oh, 1st down.
Let's see if we can pick up the penalty here. After the play, they always catch the 2nd man.
That wasn't much.
No, it wasn't. And there hasn't been much.
No.
For as tense as this rivalry is and as chippy as it can be, there hasn't been much of that at all.
No, that wasn't much. He should have kept that flag in his holster.
So it's on the doorstep now. 1st and goal from the 2 for DePauw, trying to go back in front here in the 3rd quarter. Dick will hand it off to Ellis. Dives towards the goal line. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown. John Ellis with the 2-yard dive. And DePauw is back in front.
Again, you see John Ellis again breaking a tackle. The DePauw running backs have really done a nice job today of running north and south, keeping the shoulder pads low, getting straight ahead. It's an excellent, excellent run by John Ellis. They're going for two.
I'm telling you, nobody wants to kick today.
I'm not sure I'd go for two here. But
up by 1, trying to make it a field goal game. Spud Dick, shotgun, 5 wideouts. His team leading 13-12. Dick over the middle, up high, incomplete. Looking for Dahlstrom.
That is a really interesting call. In fact, each of the 2-point conversion calls here in the quarter have been interesting for both teams.
It's so early in the game. There's so much time. Take the points when you get them, in my view. But you never know. If they go up and it comes down to a field goal, then you're a genius. So
Kevin, Rob will remember this. The last time the two of us sat up here and talked about how bad the kicking game was and that no one wanted to kick, the game ended on a 47-yard field goal.
Yeah. Jordan Haverkamp came in and just...
Well, an impressive answer drive for the Tigers. Thanks to John Ellis doing a lot of the work. 11 plays, 80 yards. Took just over 6 minutes. Ellis, 5 plays, 21 yards on the drive. Coors with a catch, and Ellis punching it in for 6.
And Kevin and Rob, at halftime, we talked about the Little Giants need to get off the field on 3rd down. The 2 big keys on that drive, DePauw converted 2 third downs.
Yeah, that's been the story all day for the DePauw offense and the Wabash defense, as they have not been able to make those key 3rd down stops.
Back deep is Blake Powell and also Wes Chambly for Wabash. Haverkamp to kick. It's a bit of a knuckleball. It's going to take a funny hop, but Chambly will pick it up. A little bit of room to run. From his 18, he gets it out to the 35-yard line. So decent field position for Wabash, but not bad coverage considering where Chambly started.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were, if that was intentional. They're worried about the return game, and hard to say, but 35-yard line, that's a great place to start your drive.
So Hudson will send 3 out to the left. He is back on this series is once again Derek Yoder. And here we see Hudson keeping it himself and getting a quick 13 yards. He can do that.
That is the option run read play. We'll tell you a little bit in a minute after we look at some of Matt's highlights from today.
There's the touchdown. Over the middle to Cody Lamont. One of his other main targets, Wes Chambly. Chambly again. And near midfield here, trailing by 1, 13-12, 3rd quarter, Monon Bell Classic.
I mentioned to Rob at halftime we had not seen that option read play with Matt Hudson in the first half, and we were expecting that Coach Rayburn would run it a lot today.
Hudson back to pass, and it's caught, and this is Horn, who breaks free, who's going to go all the way to the end zone to put Wabash back in front. Jonathan Horn, 51 yards for the score.
Now do you have to go for 2 again? You almost have to, don't you?
I think so. And this is the offensive shootout I think all of us anticipated coming in. And this has become a very interesting football game with the momentum shifts. And now with this strange sequence of missed extra points and 2-point conversion attempts, as you see Horn get behind the defenders for the long touchdown. This one is going to be a really intriguing game in the final 5 minutes.
And they'll go for 2 again to try to get it back up to that 7-point cushion. Hudson shotgun. He's got 5 wide. Now he'll look to the sideline for any adjustments. Play clock is down to 3. Hudson back to pass. And this is not going to get it done. Cody Lamont makes the catch on the slant, but comes up well short. So another point after fails. But most importantly, they have the answer and they get back in the board. And this was impressive. And Jonathan Horn does the work.
Jonathan Horn running a simple post pattern. And again, the key, Matt Hudson had plenty of time to set his feet and make a good throw.
Well, when he's had time today, he's been accurate. His receivers have been open. And that's really the difference. And of course, now we're in a 5-point game. We missed another extra point. Tom Rona makes a great play on the extra point to make the stop. But you wonder where this game would have been if everybody just kicked. So 5 points, it's an unusual spread. I'm sure we've not seen the last of the scoring.
We heard earlier in the broadcast Matt Hudson talk about second chances and today's game being a game of redemption. After a slow start, he's been terrific on the last 3 drives. He's led the Little Giants to touchdowns, and he has been very, very sharp in the passing game.
The last 2 drives, Matt Hudson, 10 of 12, 149 yards and 2 touchdown passes. And his team, Wabash, the visitors, back in front, 18-13. Set to kick deep now. Brian Mulligan and P.J. Gabor back deep. There's a look at Gabor. Nice kickoff, and it's going to send Mulligan back 1 yard deep in his end zone. He thought about it. He's going to have to bring it out now to the 15, to the 20 with a flag down, out of bounds at the 25, but that's not where DePauw is going to start.
Yeah, there was a block in the back.
Well, and let's give Spencer Whitehead some credit. We've shown his mistakes today with a missed extra point and a missed field goal, but he's kicked off 3 times for 3 touchbacks.
He's got a big leg.
One of the things, guys, I like as we take a look at the block in the back right there against linebacker Matt Kraft. One of the things I like about what Wabash has done today.
Block in the back, number 28, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Is compared to last year when they drove the ball downfield, missed a field goal, had a momentum shift, they let the game get away from them. Today, they have not let the mistakes overshadow other things they're doing, and now all of a sudden they have the touchdown lead.
I think from what I'm seeing, this Wabash team is much more resilient than last year's version. And I think what you're seeing from DePauw is much of the same what you saw last year.
Spud Dick, another impressive day. 24 of 29, 227, 2 touchdowns last year. He can better those numbers this year. Most importantly, though, his team is down right now, 18-13, and they start deep in their own territory. He's back to pass from his goal line, and he's going up high for Kors. It's a jump ball, tipped, and incomplete. Schweigel on the coverage for Wabash.
Well, it's a pretty aggressive call there to hit Kors again on that play action, hit him deep back in your own territory. He threw it up, didn't quite get all that throw, get his feet into it, and he sort of held back on it. It was a little short. It's great coverage there at that time. Great coverage by Chris Schweigel.
One of the few times today Wabash has been able to stay with Kors in single coverage. And Schweigel was a little physical with him down the field as well.
2-men in motion. We end up with 3 on the right side. Mulligan is to the left. Back to pass. Dick over the middle. That's nearly picked off. Stepping into the lane is Jake Martin, who nearly got it, and he would have had 6.
He would have had 6, and if he had missed it, DePauw would have had 6. This was an all-or-nothing break on the ball by Jake Martin, and he has done a nice job throughout the season. As we said earlier, he just made a good break on the ball and batted it down.
Well, here's another 3rd down, but what's different is that this time it's 3rd and long. This is what Wabash has wanted. DePauw 9 of 11 on 3rd downs, but most of them very manageable and makeable 3rd downs.
Now what you have to be careful here of a sack too, give up a safety or something like that, or put yourself in a bad spot punting. Yep.
And he's going to throw it up for grabs, and it's picked off. Wabash with the pick inside the 10-yard line.
They came with an all-out blitz. C.J. Gum broke containment. He hit Spud Dick, and Adrian Frederick makes the interception to tie the single-season record for the Little Giants with 8 picks.
Just like I said before, see Spud's in the end zone. He's going to give up a safety. If he doesn't get rid of it, maybe you try to throw that out of bounds, but that's the problem with dropping back deep in your own territory.
So the interception by Frederick puts Wabash in a position to take some control for the first time in this game for either team. DePauw had an opportunity late in the first half to go up by 8 scores. They started first and goal, and they'll begin with a run off left tackle, getting about 3 yards to the 5-yard line. This is Yoder.
Defensive coordinator Jake Gilbert likes to blitz. Little Giants blitzed a lot during the year. They plan to blitz coming in. They've given up a lot today in terms of yards when they've blitzed, but when they've been successful, it's been big. Both of Spud Dick's interceptions today were caused by Wabash defensive blitzes.
Second down goal just outside the 5. Wabash is still going to spread it out. Yoder alone back. Chambly comes in motion. Hudson shotgun, back to pass. Blitz is coming over the middle. This is knocked down and nearly picked off. Nice play defensively.
Yeah, he telegraphed that throw. He looked at him the whole time, and that was not open. That probably should have been picked off right there by P.J. Gabor.
Robert Abbott was one of those that was on the play.
There.
And a big hit on the play. Hudson takes some punishment from Thomas Rona. Third down goal outside the 5. Hudson, fake handoff, rolling to his right, lofts it up, and it is caught by Chambly for a touchdown. 24-13.
It's a great play.
And the visiting Little Giants.
Just a hint of play action on the zone run, and look at this ball. Matt Hudson threw it in the only place he could to complete it. He threw the ball very well in practice this week. Great touch over the top of the defender to Chambly.
That was good coverage by Thomas Rona.
Yeah, he was right there. That had to be a perfect throw, and it was.
And how about this guy's an extra point?
We'll try a kick to make it a 12-point game. Whitehead. Snap down, kick up. That looks perfect, and it is. With 3:01 to play in the third quarter. A little bit of breathing room, but not that much. Still, it's under a 2-score game. Wabash is in front here at DePauw, 25-13. And that's set up by Adrian Frederick's interception at the 8.
We opened the broadcast talking about Adrian Frederick being this defense's playmaker. The blitz caused the pressure, but Frederick was playing center field to make the interception to set a new single-season interception record. And the Little Giants, after a slow start since the end of the first half, have been unstoppable on offense.
Well, this was a defensive battle in the first half, but the offenses have taken control here in the third quarter. It was 7-6 DePauw at the break, and that might be one of the big ones there. That interception setting up Matt Hudson's touchdown just a moment ago to Wes Chambly. His 6th touchdown catch of the season. And now it's a 12-point advantage as Whitehead is set to kick it off deep again. This time he's going to squib it a little bit more, and it's fielded by Mulligan. He's going to get up to the 28-yard line. So not terrible field position for DePauw. Make it the 29 where the Tigers will start.
Well, it's a lot better start than the last drive where you've got the penalty, you're backed up in your own end zone. It's 3rd and long, you try to make a throw out of your end zone, try to avoid a safety, and all of a sudden you have a pick. Turnovers were the key last year. It's been the difference today. DePauw driving and had that bad snap earlier in the game. Some key big plays like that. We'll see how they overcome that, if they can overcome that.
So now Spud Dick finds himself down by 2 scores. I formation for the Tigers. Coors is in motion. He'll fake the reverse, and he goes up the middle to Carazia, and he'll get a nice 8, 9, maybe even 10 yards on first down.
Yep, they fake that little back reverse play off the receiver, and they hit Carazia right up the gut. They have begun to run the ball very well as this game has progressed. Again, a couple of turnovers and some plays that set them back, but as far as the progressions go, DePauw's running the ball very well right now.
First down from their own 39. Coors to the left, Mulligan is to the right. Tight end and fullback shift again. Wilsey is the up back. Quick pass, Mulligan will get about 8 or 9 more. Nice positive yardage on first down.
Yeah, nice, easy, simple little bubble screen out there. Just hit the receiver on the one step and let him get the yardage, and he gets all about 9.5. It's amazing the amount of cushion they're giving Mulligan out there. Great call on first down.
Second down and less than 1. Do you try to go up top here, or do they make sure that they move the chains? High formation. They're at their own 49-yard line. They will try to get the first down immediately. Carazia will do it, getting the ball to midfield, picking up 1.
Yeah, it makes good sense to get that first down, move the chains, keep the momentum. Sometimes when you get cued on second and short and throw deep, you have a sack, and all of a sudden it's 3rd and 10. Sometimes we outthink ourselves, you know, as coaches. You really need to move the chains, and I think Coach Long did a great job there.
Robbie Long has brought some of his friends from Illinois to this staff, and also on the staff of note, former Indianapolis Colts running back James Munro, who got introduced to Robbie through a former teammate, Aaron Moorhead, who played at Illinois. Here's Dick back to pass, and he's got the fullback Wilsey this time for a first down. Out of bounds, inside Wabash territory at around the 35-yard line.
A nice little play to the fullback Wilsey out of there. Kevin, while you're mentioning coaches, I cannot let this go. There's a coach down there sitting in his chair, Coach Reha, Tim Reha. He came to this school in rivalry in 1969, 40 years ago. He's the D-line coach. Coached tons of kids. He's a great coach. I can remember his voice the first day on campus. You can still hear it out there today, coaching his D lineman just as well as he ever did. And he's a great part of this rivalry, a really solid man.
You love to see those types of personalities who have made these programs. Dick hit as he throws, but it's still caught by Mulligan, out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Down to the sidelines, let's check in with Dick.
Yeah, Kevin, we're over here on the Wabash sideline. Clearly the Little Giants walking with a bit more swagger right now, but Coach Eric Rayburn making sure he got the attention of his defense when they went back out on the field, making sure they're focused and out there and ready to finish the job this afternoon.
Spotted at the 27, first down, and now we've got a stoppage for a moment with 48 seconds to play. They're going to reset the play clock. Late third quarter. First time either team has been in front by more than 1 score. Visiting Wabash leads here at DePauw 25-13, but the Tigers are on the march. They're at the Little Giant 27-yard line. First down, Carazia is the tailback. Split wideouts, rolling out. Now a handoff on the stretch play, and Wabash snuffed that one out. It's a loss. Carazia is dropped in the backfield.
Try to run that little outside zone to the blitzing linebacker. There was no cutback lane. He tried, but really nice play by Matt Kraft, linebacker. He's made a couple big plays today.
DePauw caught Wabash in a run blitz a couple of times earlier and had some success, but Matt, who had an interception in the first half, made another big play there. He is a terrific athlete, very quick off the edge.
Seconds tick down here in the third quarter. We'll switch ends and see if DePauw can continue their march, but they're down by 12. 3 quarters in the book in the 116th Monon Bell Classic. 99th consecutive year they've played, and it's a 25-13 advantage for the visiting Wabash Little Giants. Thanks for joining us today. It's a good one on HDNet. Welcome back to Greencastle, Indiana, on the campus of DePauw University. Beautiful campus, and this is a picturesque day. We'll take this next year, the year after, every year for the Monon Bell Classic. Sometimes we have temperatures in the 30s and snow, mid-60s. Clear skies here today. DePauw, second down and 14. They're in Wabash territory, and they trail by a dozen as we start the fourth quarter. Spud Dick from the shotgun, back to pass. Over the middle, this is Wagner, and he's going to pick up some of that yardage back and make it a much more manageable third down. to the 25-yard line, setting up 3rd down and about 7 or 8.
It's back to that little underneath route again. Nice, easy throw. Try to get some blocks moving upfield. Wagner makes a nice play. Get some positive yardage.
Spud Dick has connected with 9 different receivers today. 27 completions.
Third down again.
3rd down and 8. Dick back to pass. Swing out there. That is Dahlstrom caught near the 1st down marker. I think he might be a little bit short. It's going to be close. Very close. That's right on the marker. At the 17. I think it's enough, and it is.
You just put those trips out there, and you got Alex Kors coming underneath on the slant, and Dahlstrom coming out on that little outside bubble. It just takes a long time for that flat coverage to get out there, and too late to prevent it from getting the 1st down.
1st down from the Wabash 17. High formation for the Tigers. Spud Dick will send Kors in motion. This time it's the handoff up the middle, and Carazia is stacked up for nothing. May have even lost with forward progress into the consideration. Looks like they're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage or close to it.
C.J. Gum in the mix again. He has had a very good day at outside linebacker for the Little Giants. That's the 3rd time here in the half DePauw has run that play where they faked the reverse. Wabash bid on the fake reverse the first 2 times. This time the linebackers stay at home and make a good stop.
2nd down, just a little longer than 10. Carazia is the lone back. Kors in motion again. Dick back to pass over the middle. Dangerous pass, nearly picked off. Seth Tishner had an opportunity there at that one. The senior defensive tackle. 3rd down and nearly 11 now for the Tigers.
They unleashed the blitz again and got just enough pressure on Spud to make him throw off balance and throw the incomplete pass. While DePauw has done a good job reading the blitzes, Wabash is just coming with it. And Rob, if you blitz enough, you're going to get your shots at the quarterback.
Yeah, and they're starting to get there. They're affecting some of the throws, and that's the goal.
3rd down, nearly 11 from the 18 of Wabash. DePauw, Spud Dick is back to pass. He's going for the end zone, and it is knocked away. Knocked away. Great coverage over there by Wabash's Dan Edelman and Jake Martin.
Dan Edelman has been burned more than once today by Alex Kors. This time, he gets in and gets a hand on it to knock it away as he was there in double coverage on Brian Mulligan. So the Little Giants finally get a stop on 3rd down against DePauw.
Spud was just a little late on that throw. Brian Mulligan was open, ran a nice route on that cover 2. There's a little seam in there that you can hit in a short field. You have to hit it a little quicker because the coverage can catch up.
So it's 4th down. This would be about a 36-yard field goal in this situation for
like
Jordan Haverkamp. But yeah, they're going to go for it. Take a look at that. Not going to figure out which one is the decoy there, are you? So 4th down and 11 from the 18. Wabash down by 12. Or Wabash, I'm sorry, up by 12. And DePauw trailing right now with the 4th down play. Spud Dick shotgun. He's got 5 wideouts, 3 to the left. He has good coverage over the middle. It's caught, but it's close. Very close. Dahlstrom on the catch. Where is the spot going to be?
Looks like he's short, doesn't it?
Wabash thinks so. Yeah, that's at least a half a yard to a yard short.
I think he's short. We'll get a measurement, obviously, with it that close.
Here comes the chain gang. Jeff Simmons is our referee today.
What a huge stop this would be for the Little Giant defense.
And if they do get the stop, now you start watching the clock a little bit.
Well, that could turn out to be the play of the game right there.
About a half a yard, maybe close to a full yard, and Wabash gets the stand. So they got 10 yards on 4th down, maybe 10 and a half, but they needed 11. So the Little Giants take over from their own 8.
Little Giant defense has been poor on 3rd down all day, but when they need a stop, they come up with it and not only get a 3rd down stop, but they get a 4th down stop.
And the key, the last 2 possessions, it's been 3rd and 4th and long rather than 3rd and 3 or 4. Matt Hudson taking over. He's got a cushion. A 2-score lead, 25-13, 12:56 to play in the Monon Bell Classic at DePauw this year. Fakes the handoff. Hudson will take it up the middle, and he'll get tripped up, but still pick up 8 yards or so, or maybe more on 1st down.
And there's that option read play. And the way this works is it has elements of a regular option play. He'll set the ball to the running back, and if the defensive end crashes or chases, as you saw DePauw's Alex Fitch do right there down on the running back, Matt just pulls the ball and runs. And while we have a running joke on campus with Matt about his speed or lack thereof, he's not a flashy runner, but he's very effective if he makes the right decision on that option.
2nd down and 1. He's going to give it up the middle, and it's not much for Tommy Manboard.
And DePauw's front 4 made a great play there. I don't think he got the 1st down. If you hold them one more, they're going to have to punt.
And we're at the point of the game needing 2 scores. DePauw not only needs to keep them from scoring, they need to get the ball back pretty quickly. Although in the second half, both of these teams have been pretty explosive and have not needed a whole lot of time. Wabash 4 of 7 on 3rd downs here today. This is 3rd and short. It's up the middle, and I think DePauw might have stopped them again, although there is a second effort. The second effort might have been enough.
It's hard to say. There's so many bodies in there that it's hard to say where the ball actually is going to be spotted.
And that was Kyle Stevens getting his first carry of the game, a freshman from Albany, Indiana, and Delta High School, who has run the ball this season for over 200 yards.
He has played quite a bit this year, most of it in second half mop-up duty in easy Wabash victories. But he has started a game, and he has played well while he's been in the game. It's always been interesting to me that with a 6'6" quarterback in Matt Hudson, this Little Giant team rarely, if ever, will run a quarterback sneak on short yardage situations.
Sure, I thought they were going to sneak that. I thought for sure he was under center. I thought that's what they would do.
They almost never run quarterback sneak, and it's always been of interest to me with a 6'6" quarterback.
Yeah, I was very surprised they didn't, and they didn't get it. He's got to punt it.
I think the Little Giants are going to go for it on 4th down.
Are they going to go for it, or are they going to try to draw him off sides? 11:26 left. Wabash is up by 12. It's 25-13. It's 4th and a foot. Hudson was still 20 on the play clock. I think that he's just trying to see if he can force somebody to jump off sides. I'll be surprised if he takes this snap. Now whistle, and there is the timeout from Wabash. So timeout with 11:07, and now the Little Giants will punt the ball away.
This was interesting. At the timeout, Matt Hudson came sprinting over to Coach Eric Rayburn. Looked pretty animated. I don't know if Matt is lobbying for them to go ahead and run a play and go for it on 4th down, but that was an interesting exchange there at the timeout.
He wants to run the sneak.
Quarterbacks are always lobbying to run it.
Give me the ball,
The
Coach.
offensive linemen want to run it. Everybody wants to run it and have the opportunity. Well, this is a fantastic matchup, such a classic game. You know, when you think college football and rivalries, people often think about Alabama and Auburn, or Michigan, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Texas, Army, Navy, but this one ranks right up there. One national publication recently rated this the best rivalry in college football in Indiana. They are going to go for it, and this is one of the reasons why it's such a great rivalry.
So you're going to see the quarterback sneak.
Let's see what Matt Hudson has here. He's 6'6". He only needs about 6 inches here. He got an initial thrust forward, and the Wabash fans think he got enough. Sure looks like he got enough of a thrust. Looks like he got it by plenty there, but let's see where they unpile and where they spot it.
With the spot, yes.
Then got the 1st down. What a gutsy call by Coach Eric Rayburn. And this is a game where being conservative typically does not pay off. And he decided to roll the dice on 4th down and a yard.
And that's why he's coaching, and that's why I'm not.
Yeah, I think they're playing for a playoff spot right now with that call.
Wabash is looking for an at-large. Here's the fake. Hudson rolling out, and he's got Jonathan Horn in midfield with some open space in front of him, and he's out to the 49.
Cody Lamont and Wes Chambly draw all the defensive attention, and again, John Horn finds some space. And credit Matt Hudson, he typically does not throw well on the run. See the isolation there on Horn running wide open. Nobody within 7 or 8 yards of him on that crossing route. But Hudson did a good job to throw on the run, rolling out to his right.
DePauw has already clinched a spot in the postseason for the first time ever. They're going to the NCAA Division III tournament, and Wabash, despite only 1 loss, is going to need an at-large. A win today will help their cause. First down. Now they get inside DePauw territory. Mamborg with the short carry. Thanks for joining us here today at DePauw University for one of the classic rivalries in college football. I'm Kevin Lee, along with former DePauw quarterback Rob Doyle. He played in 3 of these games. Joe Emmick is the television voice of the Little Giants of Wabash. Dick Rea is on the sidelines for us today. And it has lived up to its billing. More than 8,000 on hand here today. Can't find any seats available. And we'll see if we get another one go down to the wire, but DePauw is going to need a turnover to make that happen. And here a little out pass and another 8 yards on the second down play for Wabash, and that's the fullback Wilsey again.
Again, Hudson on a little design rollout, flips it out to Young on the boundary. And you're starting to see why this Wabash offense is so difficult to stop. Lamont and Chambly are the stars. Okay, great, you give them all the attention. Well, John Horn and Brady Young are 2 pretty good 3 and 4 receivers, guys who could play for a lot of other teams in Wabash's conference.
First down in DePauw territory now. The handoff to Mamborg, and he's going to get another 8. Wabash is starting to gather some control.
And typically, we talk about the run setting up the pass with play action. That time, the pass set up the run as the Little Giants went to the draw play, and the delay was enough to create a hole for Mamborg.
And that running the ball just keeps that clock grinding and grounding, a 2-score game. That's the goal right now for Wabash, to keep that clock moving.
Nearing 8.5 to play. Wabash with the ball at a 2-score lead, 25-13. Hudson from the shotgun. Mamborg again outside, got the first down and more, down to the 24-yard line.
And he had a very good block from backup tight end John Holm, who just turned the defensive end right back to the inside and sealed it off.
Well, this is a monster hit here from Steve Baldessari, who's one of the heroes of last year's game with 2 picks. He's had a good game, but it's just been a tough day for DePauw right now in the second half.
Wabash is going to use as much clock as they can right now. Hudson is still looking toward the sideline. And Mamborg will get it again, and this time he is stacked up very nicely. Kyle Shearer on the tackle.
And Kyle Shearer made a nice tackle there, came up and filled the hole as he's supposed to do, and you could hear that hit all the way up here in the press box.
Hudson, by the way, today has moved up to second on the NCAC all-time list for touchdowns. Jake Knott from Wabash holds the conference record. He had 97 in just 3 years. He played in another conference as a freshman before the Little Giants move. Fake handoff. Hudson is going to keep it. Step back in. Try a spin move. It's to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like that was going to open up for him, but sometimes those windows close pretty quick when you've got linebackers and DBs coming at you.
So third down and just under 5. Ball is just inside the 20. Hudson from the gun. Manborg is with him. Will he put it in the air? Take a chance to clock stopping, or are we going to see another draw play to Manborg? Maybe a safe pass is the easy way to go. Timeout. Wabash is going to take one with 6.5 to play, leading 25-13. Wabash with the football, trying to run the clock down and take the bell back to Crawfordsville. This is HDNet. Right now, DePauw is hoping for an opportunity to get back in it. It is 3rd down and 5 with 6.5 minutes left. Wabash with the football, leading by a dozen. Hudson from the gun. Probably 4-down territory here. Now he's going to check off to the side. Manborg is going to shift to the right side now. Still 10 seconds on the play clock. Hudson is back to pass. He's got a man open in the flat, and it's Chambly for the first down inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. That one might have put it away.
Well, a couple of times today, Matt has locked on to receivers. That time he looked away, and then came back to the backside of the play. And again, they line up Chambly in the slot and then just run that little bubble route. Both teams love to run that trips formation and then the bubble from the inside receiver. And you see the good look away right there by Matt Hudson, and he zips it to Chambly, who then uses his conference track championship speed to get it upfield.
1st and goal from the 3. 6 minutes left. And now Hudson is going to use another timeout. Did not like what he saw there. So 5:57 left, and Wabash trying to add to their 12-point advantage. They'll talk things over with Eric Rayburn on the sideline. In his 2nd season as the head coach, he's had great success. He was an assistant coach at Mount Union College, a powerhouse Division III program, and his uncle, Larry Karras, the coach there, who, by the way, is the all-time leader in D3 winning percentage. He's won 93% of his games. Wow. 284, 21-3 in 24 seasons, and by the way, they are ranked #1 again this year. And Rayburn has done pretty well. Among those with enough to qualify, his winning percentage is .728. That's 18th on the list.
Well, he's coaching at a place with a great tradition, great kids, and any coach who takes over these 2 programs, you are probably going to walk out and put up 7 or 8 wins a year with the quality of the kids, the facilities, the commitment of the school.
He was at Coe College for 8 seasons before coming to Crawfordsville. All right, 1st and goal from the 3. Wabash trying to put it away. Handoff. Dive towards the goal line, and Manborg is not going to get there, but he's going to get it inside the 1.
I'm not sure I understand that. If he keeps his feet and just runs straight ahead, he has a touchdown.
And he jumped too soon, and I think the Wabash fans thought he was in, and he just wasn't there. Kyle Scherer again made a nice play.
He keeps his shoulder down. I think he's in on that play.
I think you're right.
John Holm, the backup tight end, is in as a blocking back. He's set to the right. Manborg is again deep. 2nd and goal from the 1. Manborg this time will push his way in, and Wabash on the board again, 31-13. And that, unfortunately for DePauw, is most likely going to be too much to overcome.
And how about the sequence that started this drive? DePauw has a 4th and 11. Wabash stops them half a yard short. Wabash with a gutsy call on 4th and 1 inside their own 20, converts it, and they go on to score.
Point after from Spencer Whitehead. Kick is up, and it's good. And with 5:14 to play, it's the visiting Wabash Little Giants 32, DePauw 13.
It's really an incredible 2nd half for Wabash today. They've come out from the opening gun of the 2nd half and really played a great half of football. They did not play a great half of football in the 1st half. They had some things going their way. They had some mistakes, and really it seemed like DePauw had the ball the whole first half, and as they were squandering drives at various times with some mistakes, you wondered if that would come back to haunt them. And at this point, it certainly looks like it has. But there's still 5.5 minutes left, and you've got one of the best, probably the best quarterback in DePauw history out there. They're not going to give up, and I'm sure that they'll come out firing here.
You go back to the end of that first half when DePauw was driving, looked like they could score, to either go up by 2 touchdowns or at least make it a 10-0 game. And that failed, and Wabash came down and got points on the board. So Whitehead to kick off to Brian Mulligan and P.J. Gabor. And he's going to do another squib. And this will be fielded and dropped immediately at the 27-yard line. And that's the second time Robert Add has had an opportunity. And that's where DePauw will take over. Let's look at this last drive. It's some big plays. Jonathan Horn has been a factor all day. Wes Chambly. And then Mamborg to the goal line. And then he gets the payoff.
Well, the Wabash offense we have seen since the final drive of the first half is the Wabash offense that led this team to an 8-1 record coming in. They have been terrific. And boy, what a shot of confidence if you're the players. And Coach Eric Rayburn tells you, let's go for it on 4th and 1 inside our 20. And that led to the scoring drive for the Little Giants.
Spud Dick up over the middle, and Alex Kors catches it, and just like that, they are in Little Giant territory. 5:08 left. Down 3 scores, 3 touchdowns.
Well, you're in trouble. Let's go to the big play receiver right here. Alex Kors on the post. Hits him very nicely in stride for a big gain.
From the Wabash 46, another quick drop. And Evans this time has it for 8, and he'll get out of bounds at the 37. So while it seems highly unlikely that they can catch up, I agree that they're going to give it a valiant effort, and I'll be surprised if they don't get some more points on the board here.
Yeah, and you really have to take it a play at a time. Like they've done here. Nice little completion there out to the side. Get a first down. See if you can stop the clock. You can't score 20 points in one play. You have to take it a play at a time, and stranger things have happened.
So the bell is leaving the DePauw sideline. This is not because of the score of the game and anyone has decided it. This is tradition, Joe. 4th quarter, they move it into a neutral area. There's Kors again with a short pass over the middle on first down for about 5 yards.
Well, moving the bell to a neutral area really came about 10 years ago when we meaning both institutions, had some security difficulties. And one of the things that would happen is fans from one side would flood to the other to get the bell, and it created all kinds of problems. So the neutral corner, if you will, is as much a crowd control issue as anything else.
Carazia with a catch out of the backfield down near the first down marker at about the 23-yard line. So Monon Bell, he is camped out now in the corner of the end zone that's nearest the Wabash sideline. This is the end that we're going to. So if you look in your screen, it's going to be over to the right, the top part of your screen. There's an out pass to Alex Kors. Out of bounds at the 11, and a flag down after the play.
On the tackle. It was definitely post-play.
And DePauw thinks it's against Wabash.
Got dead ball, personal foul, face mask, 29 white.
Face mask the call on Wabash, so move it half the distance. First and goal now from just inside the 6. 3:52 left. Spud Dick, by the way, a few moments ago, went over 1,000 yards passing in his career against Wabash, just in this series. Started all 4 games. Quick out pass. Nathan Evans is stopped in his tracks. Little to no gain. Clock continues to roll.
That was a good stop by Adrian Frederick. DePauw receivers have done a good job breaking tackles on those outside patterns, and Frederick came up and made a good stop.
Second down goal from the 5. Spud Dick lobs it towards the in-store, and he's got Dahlstrom for a touchdown. Braden Dahlstrom.
He made a great inside move.
First of the day, second on the season. And it's 32-19 with 3:23 left.
See Dahlstrom make a little inside move and get out on the corner route. As wide open, Spud put it right on the money. And now we'll go kick the ball. Nothing to be gained with a 2-point conversion here.
Jordan Haverkamp with the PAT. Snap down. Kick is up, and that's no good. Wide to the left. So the kicking issues continue today. So it holds at a 13-point advantage, still within 2 touchdowns.
You know, if they had gone for 2, it would have been 32-21 if they had made it, which is 11 points. A touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal. And I know that's unlikely, but you wouldn't have to score 2 touchdowns had they done that. Extra points have been an adventure for both teams all day.
We welcome everyone around the country watching this game today on HDNet. The DePauw and Wabash alums are spread out all over, and we've got 66 different viewing parties in over 60 cities around the country today. So unfortunately only half of you are really enjoying things right now, but for about 3/4 of this game it was highly entertaining for both sides. Wabash has gained some control, but DePauw's not done with the touchdown, and they go for the onside kick, and it goes out of bounds. Wabash gets it midfield.
Terrific kick. That's what you do when you want that onside kick. You want that thing to hop up in the air so your players can jump up and get it. It was just a little too high, and Alex Kors just couldn't quite get up that high to make the grab.
And Chris Schweigel actually knocked that one out of bounds, or Kors was going to have a chance to. So credit Schweigel for Wabash. So midfield, Wabash starts out trying to burn clock. Up by 2 touchdowns. Minus a PAT, which has been the norm today. It's 32-19 for the Little Giants. Hudson will hand off to Mamborg. He'll push forward for a quick 5.
Well, when you give up 5 on first down, you really can't use one of your timeouts.
Eric Rayburn hoping that clock will run as quickly as possible. Robbie Long needs a turnover. Needs a turnover very quickly. Under 2:50 left. Play clock is down to 10. Matt Hudson, 19 of 30 today. 3 touchdown passes in his final opportunity for the Monon Bell. Mamborg with a run that is either close to or good enough for a first down. Move the chains to the 40-yard line, just inside in DePauw territory. He's had a good second half.
Little Giants, as we said earlier, didn't need to have a huge day rushing the ball. They just needed to do enough to keep the DePauw defense honest. Here they need to do enough to keep the clock moving. DePauw does have 2 timeouts left, so they'll be able to stop the clock a couple of times here. But Wabash doing a nice job with Mamborg on the ground.
10 carries, 35 yards, and the touchdown that was probably the backbreaker just a few minutes ago. Gets the carry again and continues to dive forward for 4 and 5 at a clip.
Mamborg has been a nice story. He started training camp as the number 4 running back on the depth chart. Due to injuries, he ended up as the starter. Ran for 100 yards in the first 4 games of the season. And then the toll of carrying the ball 20-25 times a game started to catch up with him. Coach Eric Rayburn says he's really sore and banged up right now. That's why other backs like Yoder and Stevens started to get more carries over the last month.
There's the Monon Bell, which has been the trophy for this game since 1932. These 2 schools have been playing since 1890. And every year, since 1911. This is the 99th consecutive time that they've played. The bell donated from the Monon Railroad that connected many key locations throughout the state, including Greencastle and Crawfordsville. It's been misplaced, I guess you could say, a few times over the years, or stolen, however you want to look at it.
Had some friends who were a part of those shenanigans at times.
It's not encouraged.
No.
And it hasn't happened for a while. Security has been beefed up.
Probably a better than it is.
The Wabash is a little more than 2 minutes away from taking possession once again. Manborg on second down. Gets it inside the 35. After DePauw used a timeout a moment ago.
That's their last timeout, isn't it?
And they used the last one here, as Rob mentions, with 2:01 left. Trailing 32-19. So Wabash does what they need to do today. Joe, how does this improve their chances for an at-large bid?
I think their chances are very good. Look at the body of their work. If they go on to win, and it looks like they will be 9-1. That one loss is to an undefeated, top 10 ranked Wittenberg University team. The conference or the champion of Wabash's conference. Matt Hudson was injured in that game. Wabash lost the game 10-7 on a last-second field goal. If that is their only loss, they are in very good shape getting in to the playoffs. The problem in Division III is there are only 6 at-large bids out of the 32. There are a number of automatic qualifiers. There are a small number of bids for independent teams, and then just 6 at-large. So the Little Giants will still have to wait until tomorrow's 3 p.m. selection show to know for sure, because several other things around the country could swing Wabash's chances either way.
3rd down and 3 here for the Little Giants. Manborg gets it again and gets the first down. Flag on the play. This may come back.
Probably a holding call. You know, to build on that point, Joe, they look like a playoff team to me. They look like a team that deserves to participate in the playoffs next week. As does DePauw. They won a very, very tough conference, one of the better conferences in the country.
53 on the offense, 10 yards, previous spot, 3rd down.
And, you know, this will, whatever happens today, of course, this is the game you want to win. But I'm very, very certain that they'll regroup and make a great showing in the playoffs. And hey, it'd be great if both schools make it. It's great.
Let's go one more time. Let's see him advance for a while. And Monon Bell Part 2.
Well, there is an outside chance of that. Technically, DePauw is considered a South Region team because they play in the Southern Conference. It is likely, though, the NCAA would put them into the Midwest region where Wabash would be. Each team would probably have to win a couple of games to meet each other, but it would be an interesting scenario to have a Wabash-DePauw postseason game.
3rd and 14. Hudson will keep it on the ground. Manborg gets back about 3 yards. So that's the qualifier for DePauw, that they don't end their season on this note and for the first time ever get to play in the postseason. And you might think, well, how does that happen? When you think about the math, though, in Division 1A football, about half the teams get to go on and play in a bowl game. But with over 300 Division III teams, Rob, we're talking about 10% or so to get a chance to play. And it's expanded over the years. It was 8 in your day.
Yes, it was 8 in our day, and it was very difficult. And it's still very difficult to get in. There's a lot of schools that field Division III programs. It's a great aspect in addition to the college experience. And so it'll be interesting to see if Wabash gets selected.
Delay now on Wabash. These are just 2 excellent institutions, and you look at some of the people that have come out of here that have made a name for themselves. On the DePauw side, Congressman Lee Hamilton, Eli Lilly from the Civil War, and also the founder of the pharmaceutical giant, former Vice President Dan Quayle, a longtime baseball general manager, Buzzy Bavasi. On the Wabash Little Giant side, Pete Metzelars, who's an assistant coach now for the Indianapolis Colts, was an NFL tight end for 16 years. General Lew Wallace, who wrote the classic Ben-Hur. Dwight Green, the governor of Illinois in the 40s, who before that helped prosecute Al Capone. Wabash is going to punt it away here, and it's going to be killed at the 11-yard line. So with 40 seconds left, DePauw will get the ball back down by 13 points. Ward Lambert, Piggy Ward Lambert, a longtime legendary basketball coach at Purdue University, is from Wabash.
Yeah, both great institutions and produce fine quality young men and women on the DePauw side. And that's reflected in what you see in this game, the evenness of the game and the series over time, the passion with which these young men play reflects very well on the quality of both schools.
Spud Dick gets one more opportunity, down by a couple of scores. Ellis over the middle, the running back gets it out to the 17-yard line with a half a minute left. There goes the Monon bell. And a lot of scarlet and white surrounding it right now. Dick over the middle. That's caught. Mulligan out of bounds at the 36 with 15 seconds left. Spud Dick with a career high 39 completions today. 39 of 48, nearing 400 yards with 2 touchdowns.
And didn't get a win. That's amazing. Those are fantastic statistics. It just shows you the quality of the team they're playing.
Under pressure this time, eludes it, is going to try to chest pass one out there to Ellis. It's over him with 9 seconds left.
Well, Wabash fans have to feel very, very happy for Matt Hudson. He's the school's second all-time leading passer. Did not play well last year. 2 of his 3 losses in his career as a starter were in this game. He started slowly, was brilliant from the end of the first half through the end of the ball game, and it is a great, great day for the senior quarterback from Salem, Indiana.
Final seconds. Dick is going to air one out. It's up for grabs, and it's picked off. Picked off by Wabash's Jake Martin, and time will expire, and the bell is headed back to Crawfordsville. Wabash has won the Monon Bell Classic 32-19 here at DePauw.
Really a tale of 2 halves today. DePauw really was the stronger team in the first half, and Wabash regrouped, came out in the second half, and really played a great half of football, almost a flawless half, really.
And the Little Giants, unlike a year ago, did not let some early adversity overshadow their entire play. They withstood the missed field goal at the end of the first drive. They withstood the missed extra point at the end of the first half. And once Matt Hudson and the offense got it rolling, there wasn't much the DePauw defense could do to shut it down. And a terrific day for the Little Giants. They now take the lead in the all-time series. They win it for the first time in 3 years. And I go back to the sequence that set up the Little Giants' last scoring drive. They stopped DePauw on 3rd down, something they had not done all afternoon. They stop them on 4th down, and then on 4th and 1 from inside the 20, not only do the Little Giants go for it, they run a play they almost never run, a quarterback sneak. That kept the drive alive, and 97 yards later, Little Giants had the score to seal the ball game.
So a party with the Monon Bell coming in Crawfordsville tonight. And now the fans get to celebrate on the campus of DePauw. 32-19 the final as Wabash wins here at DePauw. Stay with us, back in just a moment for post-game coverage on HDNet. Welcome back to Greencastle. Wabash has taken back the Monon Bell with a 32-19 win here at DePauw. Dick Rea has the winning quarterback, Matt Hudson.
What a difference a year makes for Matt Hudson. This has to be a big relief and a great feeling.
It's the most amazing thing I could ever think. I'm a little emotional, I'm sorry. We just put so much into this. It's my dad's 50th birthday today. And just to be able to repay him like 1/100th of what he's given me, it's unbelievable.
You guys had a very tough decision to make in the 4th quarter on 4th down and 1. You're deep in your own territory. You decided to go for it. What went into that decision making?
We had never run a QB sneak in the last 2 years because Coach Rayburn's got something against it for some reason. But I came over there after we called timeout and I said, you have got to let me sneak this ball. And there's no way that I wasn't going to get it. I mean, I put so much into this game and everything, and there was no way I wasn't going to get it. And then we put together the best drive I've ever been a part of in football. It's like 92 yards and scored the touchdown. So I'm just completely overwhelmed right now.
You've gotten to feel the full gamut of emotions in a span of a year. Now you have to wait to find out if your career continues tomorrow. What's that going to be like? And do you guys deserve for a postseason bid?
We absolutely deserve a bid. I mean, I would be shocked if we didn't at this point. I can't believe I get to continue my career. I'm so incredibly excited.
Matt Hudson, congratulations.
Hey, I'd like to say hello to my Uncle Kenny out there watching. Love you, man.
Very good. All right, we'll try to get Coach Rayburn here in just a second for you.
All right, thanks, Dick. What a second half, and it really started late in the first half. But the second half numbers alone for Matt Hudson, 10 of 11 passing. He finishes 19 of 30, 325 yards, and 3 touchdowns. But the numbers are meaningless. It's winning the Monon Bell back.
It is, and we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. We heard from Matt during the broadcast. He didn't play well in last year's game, and he really put a lot of pressure on himself to step up and play well. Early on, looked like maybe he wouldn't be able to do that. He put together that drive at the end of the first half to make the halftime score 7-6, and then he turned it on from there. And as you said, 10 of 11 in the second half. Cannot play or throw the ball much better than that. And you got to look in that interview with Matt of what this game really means to not only the Wabash players, but the DePauw players. Very special game.
Let's go back downstairs to Dick.
Here with one of the stars of the game in the third quarter, Adrian Frederick. What a day for you. The third quarter really turning things around in your interception. Take us through that moment.
Well, I was dropping down as a linebacker, and someone got their hands on the ball and tipped it right to me. It was all on the D-line. They got pressure on the quarterback and forced a bad throw, got their hands on it. So that's on the D-line, not me.
You've had to play through some difficult injuries this season. What does it mean for you and your teammates to be able to come here and get back the Monon Bell?
Oh, this is such a special win for us. We lost it the last couple of years, and we had to get it. It's our senior year. We got a great senior class. This means the world to us.
What does this mean for your quarterback who had such a horrible day last year and such a great day today?
Well, he told us in our chapel talk that that loss was on him last year, and he wasn't going to come out of here without the bell. And I knew 100% he meant that. So it means a lot.
All right, Adrian Frederick, go celebrate with your teammates. Congratulations on a great day. All right, way to go.
8 interceptions on the season. He had 4 in a game, the game he got injured in earlier this season. What was it, 6 interceptions last year? What a career this young man has had.
He's been terrific. He's a playmaker. He's a classic free safety. He plays that center field deep position and makes big plays when he needs them. And in that game against Wittenberg, he did have the 4 interceptions, a very tough injury on the first one, and he continued to play and recorded 3 more.
Some numbers: Wes Chamblee, 7 catches, 97 yards and a score. Jonathan Horn, 4 for 103 and a score. Cody Lamont, 4 catches, 81 yards and a score. On DePauw's side, Spud Dick, 39 of 50, 380 yards and 2 touchdowns. He came 1 completion shy of the school record, Rob.
Wow, 1 completion shy. He's had a great career. Really, Spud played a great game today. He did a lot of really good things. He made a couple throws with people in his face. Really got some things done. You know, there were a couple things that happened today that maybe prevented us from scoring more points. But you cannot take anything away from his career.
Alex Kors also a big day, 11 catches for 149 yards. And the bell is headed to Crawfordsville. After 2 consecutive wins for DePauw, Wabash comes to Greencastle and takes it back in the 116th Monon Bell Classic. Thanks for joining us today. You've been watching a special presentation of the 116th Monon Bell Classic. The executive producer of HDNet Sports is Daryl Ewald. Today's game is directed by Jason Vaughn, produced by Scott Ferrier. Production coordinator is Chris Markwell. Congratulations to the Wabash Little Giants for capturing the Monon Bell. For Joe Emmick, Rob Doyle, and Dick Rea, I'm Kevin Lee. Thanks for joining us for the Monon Bell Classic on HDNet.
You've been watching a special presentation of the 116th Battle for the Monon Bell on HDNet.